Welcome everybody to the Constructors Supercup. You probably recognised it's not Sean commentating. Unfortunately, it's me. You're stuck with me for this one. Sean's having a break, so we've given Sean some time off. Thought we'd give him a few minutes to just catch his breath for the next season. So yeah, it's going to be me me and Kingshome actually. Kingshome will be joining me, or Joe. I'll probably just call him Joe because that's the only name that I can get right when I'm pronouncing his name. So yeah, I'll call him Joe from now on, but Joe will be joining me after this round, or after the next round as well. He's actually reserving for Red Bull in the second round of this, round one, second race of round one. So yeah, we're ready to go really. So we're just waiting for Emerson as team captain for Mercedes and team captain of Kingshome himself, of Joe. Keep gonna pronounce his name wrong, but I'll get there in the end one day. We're just waiting for those guys to make sure their teams are in check. Everybody's ready to go. So basically what's going to happen in this Constructor Super Cup is we're going to have a group stage of 5 different constructors against each other. So in this stage of this race, it's going to be Team Toro Rosso versus Team Mercedes, and then we're going to go through have 2 different groups. So there's a group of 5, so it's Mercedes, Toro Rosso, Red Bull, let me try and think of the other teams: Mercedes, Toro Rosso, Red Bull and Racing Point and Williams in Group A. In Group B we've got Team Ferrari, Renault, Haas, Alfa Romeo and McLaren, and the idea is we're going to have 2 races from Group A a night and 2 races from Group B a night. So we're just waiting for these guys to ready up. So this fixture is the first fixture of the night. So we've got Toro Rosso and Mercedes. Coming up next after this one we've got Racing Point versus Red Bull. And then later on tonight at 8:20 we've got Alfa Romeo versus Ferrari, and then at 9 o'clock the last fixture is Haas versus Renault, and then we go into tomorrow's fixtures. So we'll leave that until tomorrow's stream. But ready up guys when you are ready to go, and we'll get cracking for race 1. So the track today or tonight is going to be Bahrain. So everyone's going to be racing around Bahrain for the 4 races we've got tonight. The track will change daily, so keep tuning in for the next race, because it will be a different track each day. So next track I think is Austria, but I'll have to double check that, as I'm not quite sure myself. I'm just putting this event on. I have no idea what I'm doing. So just waiting for these guys to ready up. I haven't got any comments yet. We've got one comment from NUF1 saying hello. So hello to you, NUF1. A pleasure to speak to you again in the comments. If anybody else wants to throw their name in and say hi, it's Nolsey on comms. Unfortunately, Sean is having a break. So just ready up when you can, guys, and we'll get cracking with the first race of the tournament, or of the event. Really, I should say. It's not a tournament. We're not competitive. We just want to have nice, clean racing in this league. So definitely don't cause any incidents. Speaking of incidents, I need to open the incident chat. So it's 7 o'clock, so we're about to get going now. I've seen the time is just ticking down, so we'll get this going in a minute. Let me just open the round 1 incidents. My fat fingers have found the keys and we're ready to go. So basically it's going to be 1 shot qualifying and 25% race. This is going to be the same for all of the fixtures, all of the races throughout. George Sargent, that is Eat the Cookie. I know that because I remember him before, from commenting before. He has said hello as well, and he spelled it correctly. So Brandon, go back to school. So yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to load their setups. Unfortunately got my PlayStation in the background. You can probably hear that. It's really loud and it's about to blow up. So yeah, just if something bad happens and everyone disconnects, probably because of that. But we're just waiting for everyone to load their setups. I can't see any timers yet. Hopefully everyone's in and everyone's all right. Once they load their setups, we'll get cracking with the 1-shot quali. So we'll it's a bit odd trying to spectate a 1-shot quali because everyone sort of jumps around all over the place. So we'll find out what happens in a minute when they get going, unless I'm stuck in a frozen screen. Anybody? Yep, there we go. I think we're ready to go. Just about to tick in now. Nosey, you sound like Sean if he forgot his Coke. before doing comms. I think he's on something a bit stronger than coke, mate. Unless you mean something else coke-wise. But yeah, so I'm not sure what he's on. He's on something, some Forester accent. That's what it is. But yeah, so one shot quality. We're just waiting for the last few guys to load their setups and get ready to go, and then we'll be away if we can get on with it. We're just waiting for Kingsholm and Velocity. It looks like. Off we go then. So yeah, I'm not going to try and commentate on who's leading at the moment because it will be all over the place. I'll just try and spectate and give you an overview of Bahrain. So we've got the custom liveries obviously for these guys as well. So that's as you can see, spectating Droftas here. This is the Toro Rosso livery that they'll be running throughout the season, or throughout the event rather. So yeah, very nice livery designed by Kingsholm, I believe it was. Well, team effort of course, but done a great job in for all of these guys for putting this together. And a lovely helmet there, as Sean would say. I've got to mention what Sean would say. A lovely helmet there from Droftas, of course. So yeah, absolutely spectacular. Team Mercedes. I'll just ride on board see if we can get a better shot of Team Mercedes livery. But it's a very nice livery designed by Mike, who's down in P8 at the moment. But I probably shouldn't say that because it gives it away for everybody else. But yeah, a very nice livery from Team Mercedes. Absolutely fantastic stuff there from the design guys in their team. But yeah, a really good job from all the teams really, from all 10 teams, and getting their liveries together. It's absolutely fantastic to see the new designs that you guys have come up with. I think you should probably do some designs for the real F1 teams because they look absolutely boring. But yeah, especially Ferrari. But I hate Ferrari. But there we go. No comment. Yeah, the reserves. We've got. I think we've got one reserve in here. It's just Forza Ferrari tonight. So yeah, the reserves will be running black or all white liveries, just so that we can differentiate of who they are and which teams they're part of, etc. etc. So yeah, Zaki or Forza Ferrari there. I think coming in P8 will be reserving for Team Mercedes tonight. So it's 4v4, so we'll have 4 drivers from Toro Rosso and 4 drivers from Team Mercedes competing, as we've got NUF1 and Kingsholm from Team Toro Rosso, both on the front row on the soft compound tyres, everybody else on the mediums it looks like. So that means all of Mercedes are on the medium tyre. Droftas and Velocity are the only 2 from Toro Rosso on the mediums as well. So we'll just wait for the timer to come down. I think it's a pretty good time from NUF1 there, so he's not going to comment anymore, I don't think, after that. But yeah, he's in the YouTube comments. But yeah, well done to NUF1 there, getting on pole for the first race of the event. And we'll just wait for them to. There's no formation lap, so we'll just get straight into it. Hopefully they realise that. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of a mess. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, we're just waiting for them to. Get comfortable, get the strategy sorted, because obviously it's only 25% race, so there'll be one mandatory pit stop in this race. So we'll have to wait and see what tyre compound they want to start with, and well, they're all starting on the tyres they qualified on actually, because they're in top 10. But on what tyre they want to, or what time they want to pit, and what tyre they're going on to. I imagine most people will be doing mediums and softs in this race. I would suggest doing mediums and softs purely because the hard tyres will not warm up in the whole of the race that you're racing, so there's no point in putting them on. And I would hope that the inters and wets are out of the question. So yeah, here we go then. I'll just put the info on. Tyre, there we go. Away we go then for all the guys, and we got Emerson taking us some advantage on the velocity there, I think. Going up into P3, up into P2 now as we got into turn 1. Is it clean through turn 1? Bit of a bump, bit bumpy there through turn 1, unfortunately. Kingsholm's dropping back. Oh, Kingsholm's gone for a spin at the back there. That's a bit of a shame there. I don't know what's going on with Kingsholm there. I don't know why my track map has also just gone on to the little bit instead of the full track map. I don't know how to change that. Oh, I can change that down here, can't I? 1 sec, sorry, there we go. So yeah, Kingsholm unfortunately go for a spin, and so is Mumford. I think Mumford's had a bit of an accident as well in the first sector still, as they've all got away. And nobody's got any damage, I don't think, so we'll carry on as is. It's reduced damage and clear weather, so well, it shouldn't be raining in Bahrain, of course, anyway. But we'll keep it as that. Emerson is now up into P2. He's tracking Brandon in P1, who's on the soft compound tyre, so he's going to have to. Well, the tyre life around here isn't too bad for a 25% race. As we've got Kingsholm off again in the second sector. I don't know what's going on with him. Is he all right? I hope he's all right. He's not got any damage on the car. But he's just driving slowly for some reason. I don't know what it is. He can still get some points for Toro Rosso if he gets going again. Mumford's playing catch up now at the moment, but we'll crack on as Forza Ferrari and Mike are slipstreaming each other. I think Mike might be letting him through. Is he? No, not quite. So it's just it's Droftas actually on the back of Emerson. Closest battle on track at the moment in terms of between the two teams. NUF1 sets the fastest lap, of course, as he's away. He's off and away, but Mike is in the pits. I don't know if he's got damage on that car or not. Has he got damage? He is changing the front wing, so he has got damage, unfortunately. So yeah, there was damage. Oh, I think Kingsham's got a puncture. Oh no, that's really bad for Kingham. That's why he's going so slowly. It's because he got puncture. I don't know how that happened. It must have happened at turn 1, on the first corner, on the first after lights went out. Really, pretty much. It must have happened between there and turn 1 because it's really affected his race, and hopefully he can get back to the pits and get a new set. Has he got 2 punctures actually? That is, I've never seen that before. That's incredible, and it's pretty incredible driving to get it back to the pits in that condition of a car. Fantastic car control from Kingsholm, absolutely fantastic. You've got Droftas as Brandon's got a bit of a gap there over Emerson now, up to 2 seconds, and Droftas is right on the back of Emerson on the same compounded tyre. He's not letting him through though. He's going to battle him all the way. Both car number 12, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, nice liveries there. It's really nice to see both the liveries next to each other as well. Give a bit of a comparison between the two. I think actually Red Bull and Toro Rosso have quite similar liveries, which is going to be confusing in round 2, which is tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see that. We'll see that in the next round, around Austria, I believe it is. But this is the closest battle on track. Everyone else is outside that 1 second gap now, as DRS is going to be enabled on this lap. Or the next lap now, as Brandon crosses the line. It should pop up in a minute. I thought it would be popping up in a minute, but it's not popping up in a minute. But anyway, we'll carry on. Kingston's got a 3 second time penalty there, unfortunately, so for cutting the corner. So I think he's actually, where is he? He's actually quite close to being lapped by his teammate Brandon, as Forza and Velocity have switched places. Velocity is off the track. We're riding on board there. He's off the track for some reason. I don't know what's gone on there, whether it was a bit of contact, or if he just lost the car coming out of turn 2 and 3. But yeah, he's kept it under control now, and he's away he goes. Brandon, sorry, not Brandon. Brandon's just getting away. Actually, it looks like. Speaking of Brandon, he's just extending that gap out the front. Of course, he's on the softer compounded tyre, so he's going to be faster at this stage of the race compared to Emerson, who's on the medium compounded tyre, and Droftas, of course. Well, pretty much everyone apart from Mike, of course, behind him. But yeah, as Mike's actually made a pit stop, so it's he's done a great job of changing that wing, and hopefully he will be able to get on the power. And he's not that far off from his teammate Mumford, and maybe even Velocity as well in terms of catch up. But Droftas is all over the back of Emerson here. He's just giving him a bit of something to think about, I think, isn't he? He's really putting the pressure on, and he'll be able to overtake down the main straight should he not pit. On this lap, it looks like he's going to be he's getting ready for a move. His ERS is quite high as well, so he's got some electronic charge to discharge. Don't like that word, but yeah, we'll carry on. And I think he's going to get the move done here, is he? Down the main straight, Emerson defends to the inside, and he can't get the move done. There's not enough straight for Droftas to get the overtake done, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll have to wait another time for that overtake. He's got DRS now. Is he going to make a move here? No, Emerson defends again though, so yeah, just cutting him off, making sure that the angle for the overtake isn't there for Droftas. He's going to have to go the long way round the outside. So yeah, he's just making sure that it keeps it difficult, and then just stays ahead just before the braking zone of each corner, or at the end of the DRS straight. So Droftas is going to have to find somewhere else to overtake, or try and make an overtaking move to at least try, well, maybe even put off Emerson and then make the overtake along the DRS straight later on. But yeah, we'll find out that. Nobody else is anywhere really. It's just these two that are battling away. So we'll have to wait and see how these guys go. I think obviously both on the same combat tyre, so maybe they'll pit at the same time. We'll have to wait and see what the strategy is for these guys, because obviously it's not a very long race, only 14 laps. Well, 4 of them are already done, so it's not going to be that hard to wear out the tyres. So obviously the soft combat tyre could probably last for 8 or 9 laps around here. So maybe that's what Brandon might be doing, is going on the soft combat tyre, using up the life of the tyre, and then worrying about it later on when he's got to put the mediums on at the end. But is Droftas going to get past here? We've got a nice little camera angle here. Oh no, it's gone away. But Emerson still defends to the inside. Droftas going around the outside. No, can he make it? I don't think he's made it. No, he's not quite made it there. So he'll have to regroup and try again. All the time he's wasting his energy, or wasting his ERS, not his energy. But yeah, all the time he's using his energy to try and get past, and it's not working for him. And Emerson is on the same amount of energy or so as Droftas, which is really well, he's having to use it to defend really, not attack like Droftas is. So we'll have to wait and see if that move is going to happen. In the meantime, Brandon's just extending his lead gradually over the laps, and he's now almost up to 4 seconds for Brandon. So he's done a great job of controlling that race. He is actually coming up to Kingsholm to lap him, it looks like. So it's getting quite close by. Hopefully his teammate realises that and lets him through, which will be good. Paynes has said hello, so hello to Paynes. Welcome, Paynes. I don't think you've got a race today for Team Williams, but you're racing tomorrow. I'm not quite sure which track it is. I think it's Austria, and I'm not quite sure which time it is, but that is in your team chat, in your fixtures team chat. Every team has got their all their fixtures in the team chat for themselves, so if you have a look on Discord, it will all be there, all the information is there. Just going to have to go back to this battle on board with Droftas, as he's right behind him, but he just can't get the overtake done. I don't think there's not enough straight for Droftas on the main straight anyway, and to get the move done, as Emerson will just defend slightly to the inside here. There we go, just to sort of push him off the line, and just leave no room for Droftas to make the overtake down the inside. And it's just the same again, just avoiding the slipstream from Emerson, making sure that Droftas can't quite get within that window to make the overtake down or down either DRS straight. And it's really just causing a train between the two of them. Fortunately, their teammates, or the other team, hasn't been able to catch up to the pack still, even though they've been, well, not battling very hard, but battling slightly. Forza is 3 seconds behind Droftas right now, on the same strategy. So all the Mercedes guys are going to pit at the same time, or roughly around the same time. So that will be interesting to see how they do, as Forza just going around, I think it's turn 10 there, absolute disgusting turn, really horrible turn, I just don't like it at all. But maybe on 2020 it'll be alright. Hopefully 2020 will be alright. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll come back to that one. Velocity is there. He's trying to gain back that time on Forza. I think they were battling. Sorry, I just got a comment from somebody else there telling me to breathe, which is quite helpful. But yeah, I'm just trying to do what Sean does, you see. But yeah, so I need a can of Monster with me. But yeah, Velocity trying to make that time back up on Forza. He did lose quite a bit of time. I think it was probably about that 2 second time on Forza around the first lap when he had that, or second lap when he had that off in the first sector. NUF1 and Droftas are in the pits. Darren Gaskin says, evening all, well done. Well, welcome to Serious Mushroom, to the stream. Again, Team Williams, so you'll be racing tomorrow. Talk more shit then. Oh, I just said a bad word, sorry. So, thank you for that. So yeah, we'll crack on. We'll crack on with the rest of the racing. Thanks for that, Dan. I will not remember that. But somebody else probably will do. Sean will let me know, although Sean's probably said more bad words on stream than I have ever. But yeah, Droftas has pit, so has Velocity and Brandon. So all of them are on fresh tyres right now. It's falling apart, Knowlesy. Yes, it is. It definitely is. I'm 7 laps in and I'm struggling already. But shut up, Dan. Just stop talking to me. So basically, we'll just carry on with the racing then, shall we? The gaps have all exchanged, and we've got the closest gap on track now is between Brandon, who's pit, and Mumford, who hasn't yet, unfortunately. So it is actually a Mercedes top 3 at the moment as it stands, but none of the top 3 have pitted. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see who blinks first, really, out of those 3 guys, because obviously we don't want them to double stack, because that will cause an absolute load of time that they wasted. Dan Murphy has said, talk about how many days it rains in Bahrain. Oh yes, it rains in Bahrain only 12 days a year, apparently. Absolutely amazing fact that I definitely didn't steal from Sean. We've got Emerson in the pits for the soft compound tyres. Sorry, yeah, back to the rain fact. I mean, who knew that? Nobody knew that before until I just told you. And I think Droftas is going to jump Emerson. Is he in the pits? Out of the pits? He has jumped Emerson. Actually, that's a very close move into turn 1. They've just got it. He's just got it done, and Droftas has made the undercut work on Emerson there. So fantastic work from Team Toro Rosso to get that. Facts with Nosey. There we go. I've got more facts than Sean. That's facts, not fats. I mean, I've got more fat than Sean probably as well. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't compared really. But yeah, we'll see. Talk about how many days it rains. Yes, we've done that. Evening, lads. Good luck to everyone involved in the Constructors Cup. Good luck to you, JB, Justin. Oh, Just B. Sorry, I forgot my name out. Get your name out. Sorry, it is Just B. And he's not racing tonight. He's in Team McLaren, who have not got a race tonight, so they'll be racing tomorrow, I think. And trust Dan to troll you. Yep, trust Dan to troll me. He is a bad word. I wasn't going to say it that time because he didn't tell me to say it. Facts with Nosey. Yes, facts with Nosey. Alex Knowledge knows. Thank you very much. Can we get back to the racing? So yeah, back to the racing. Emerson's now got to try and make the overtake on Droftas. Oh, here we go. Here's Guna, and he says he knows a lot, doesn't he? Yep, that's fantastic. But I'd rather talk about the racing. Forza is in the pits, and he's going to be on the soft compound tyres going forward. So I don't know how long the pit. Can anybody in the comments, instead of doing that stuff, can you talk about how long the pit lane is in terms of time? Because I'm not sure how long you lose in the pits for Bahrain, but I'm sure someone can tell me. I don't know if Velocity is going to get out ahead. He is actually going to be ahead of Forza, so he's jumped Forza in the pits, and Mike is coming back in the pits again. He's making a second pit stop, it looks like. So yeah, he's coming back in. So Emerson's on the Forza's actually on the freshest tyres at the moment. Emerson's on the second freshest tyres, but he's got two Toro Rosso drivers ahead of him. And Mumford is actually leading the race. I didn't notice that. Sorry, Mumford's leading the race. He's not leaving the race, hopefully. He's leading the race from NUF1, less than a second behind him, but he hasn't pitted yet. So waiting for a pit stop to go. Good one. He's here all week, guys. Yep, ages. Yeah, or at least till Tuesday, Dan. Okay, yeah, fantastic. So yeah, Brandon is. I need to change the camera angle. Brandon is all over the back now of Mumford, and surely if Mumford doesn't pit this lap, he will get him down the main straight, down the pit straight. Emerson's still trying to make a move on Droftas. Since those places switched in the pit stops when Droftas made the undercut, he's not been able to get within the within the window and make the overtake stick. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Forza's also been jumped by Velocity, so pit stops from the Toro Rosso guys have been absolutely fantastic. They've really just got it on point with the pit stops. About 25 seconds. Sorry, there's somebody with a motorbike outside. About 25 seconds for a pit stop around Bahrain as Brandon and Mumford are battling away, and Mumford's I think Brandon's got past, has he? Just about. Yeah, I think he's got it. I think he's got it to stick. He's just about got past, yeah. So Mumford regains the lead. Sorry, he keeps the lead from Brandon. I think he's doing a great job, maybe for his team to bunch up the pack behind, and hopefully it will benefit Mercedes for more points against Toro Rosso at the end of this race. But we will see. I need to do all the maths at the end as well, so that will be really interesting. As you heard my voice crack. Swear down, Toro Rosso don't have the same livery each. I think they don't, because I think some of them have the Sunburst livery and some of them have a different one. I don't know what it's called because I really don't care about the liveries, to be honest. As we watch Brandon trying to go for an overtake around the outside into turn 11, I think it is, but Mumford's not having any of it, and he's pushing him wide and has really bunched the pack up there. So all of the top four now are in the same shot. If I can get the same shot of them, would be helpful. Emerson there just saving a bit of ERS as they go down the main straight, but as the back straight. So yeah, all the top four are in the same shot, but Mumford is still yet to pit. So we're waiting for him to pit. Oh my God, Sammy's just said something in the chat, but I can't see it because I'm busy trying to commentate on this. I think Mumford's doing a great job actually of backing the pack up, and he's going to have a bit of a problem now with two Toro Rosso drivers on his back. But as Brandon's going to get through here shortly, down the outside. He's made it stick. Has he made it stick? He's made it stick. So Brandon is through. Droftas is under pressure from Emerson, but I think the Toro Rosso guys are all right. No, I don't. Maybe Mumford might come back at Brandon here. Oh, he's gone wide. He's gone off. Brandon's gone back through. Emerson and Droftas are through. Emerson and Droftas are side by side. Mike has left the session. I don't think you should do that, mate. because you'll need to be in. Oh, Droftas is off there. I don't know what's happened if it was a coming together or not. And Velocity, I don't know what's happened with Velocity there either, but Velocity has gained the place as Forza's left the session as well. Oh dear, I hope it's not disconnected. Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but both two Mercedes drivers are disconnected, so that's not great for Team Mercedes at the moment, as Droftas is back through on Forza. But yeah, we'll have to see if Kingsholm can overtake Mike. We'll see if he can get the move done. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I chose one of the most expensive ones. Oops. I think you're referring to the livery, but yeah, you did. It was about five and a half grand coins or something, whatever it is in game currencies here. But yeah, not that I pay attention to that either. But yeah, liveries are great. I'm in the Williams and I can't afford the paint, says Serious Mushroom, and that pretty much sums up Williams in a nutshell. Mumford is in the pits finally for his mandatory pit stop, so he's just putting on a new set of boots now, and it's Emerson on the back of Brandon now. He's in the DRS, but he just needs to get through if he can. Forza has overtaken Mumford. Mike and Forza are both out of the session. I don't know what's gone on there. So yeah, I think that's a bit of a problem for Mike, well, for both, for the Team Mercedes overall, really, isn't it? But I've been kicked off the PSN servers. Oh dear, I hope that's not a recurring thing for everybody today, but we'll see in a minute. So did Forza. I don't know what happened with Forza, but yeah, somebody can find out in the Discord. Let us know in the chat as well. But the closest battle on track now is between P1 and P2. It's Emerson on Brandon, and Emerson's got it's Mike's back in, so Mike can regain control of his car now, hopefully, and get going. Hopefully Kingsholm won't be able to catch him from Mike's perspective anyway, so we'll see what happens there. I don't know what we're getting comments in Discord. We're getting comments on the YouTube channel trying to rejoin, says Mike, but he's in the session now, so he can just take control of his car. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see if he can get back in. I think he might be back in now. Yeah, he should be. It looks like he's back in anyway. So he's back. He's not lost the place anyway. Put it that way. So he's done all right, I think. And yeah, we're just watching Emerson on the back of Brandon. Both of them burning ERS to keep or overtake at the same time, keep their position for Brandon's point of view. We'll see who can do it. We're on the penultimate lap now, as these guys have just started the penultimate lap. So yeah, it's really close racing. Sorry, I just had something come up there, but yeah, it wasn't anything too bad. But yeah, we'll wait for Emerson, see if he can make the overtake. He's going for it now. He's gone for it now. Oh, that's a bit of a. I think he just pushed his way through there, and he's made the move stick. It looks like. So well done to Emerson for a great overtake there. So well done to for Team Mercedes as well, up into P1. Brandon, unfortunately, I think based on the strategy, I think that's where he lost the pace, because he's obviously on the medium tyre now. So Emerson's got the pace to get through and get going. But Brandon's going to have DRS now on the middle straight, I would say it is, not the back straight. I think the back straight's coming up. But yeah, I don't know whether Brandon will be able to keep with him on this pace, because obviously the compound, or the tyre compound difference, is in Emerson's favour. But yeah, that's the closest battle we've got at the moment. Obviously, Mumford is actually gaining on Forza Ferrari, or Forza Ferrari's Ghost. So Mumford might be able to get an overtake done here. Let's see if he goes. He's going through him. Oh, he's gone right through him. Oh, he's done it. What a great move from Mumford. Well done. Kingsholm is back in the pits. So I don't know what if he's changing his wing. I can't really see the wing, because he's not really telling me. It's not a change, not a wing change anyway. He's back on the soft compound tyres for a lap and a half. So yeah, that's a odd decision, but I think he's actually been lapped, so he will be able to finish his lap, and that'll be it. Brandon is attacking Emerson. Emerson's defending to the inside, same as he did with Droftas earlier on in this race, and he's not got the move done. Sorry, Brandon, but he's got another chance with the DRS here as well. Emerson defends again to the inside, and Brandon's going for it. Is he? Emerson holds it around, or holds it on the inside. Mumford has got the fastest lap, so that's a great, that's an extra point for Team Mercedes if he can keep it, and that will obviously come into play later on in the results as well, as we're on the final lap here. So Brandon's going to be desperate to try and get the overtake done. He's right on the back of Emerson, and he's burning his ERS, but I think Emerson's going to be doing the same thing as well to defend. But it's just whether that DRS can help him get the move done down this straight here as well. So we'll have to wait and see, as they're both going to be going for it. Running out of fuel there, it looks like, both of them as well, of course. So right on the limit as on the fuel. as he can't get the move done, it looks like. So we'll have to wait and see on the back straight. Daniel Murphy has put some eggplant emojis, which is very nice. And Darren has said, is that purple elf shoes, Dan? And I don't know if it's purple elf shoes or not, but we'll have to find out. I'll go back to the racing because it's the last corner, and it's Brandon on the outside of the final turn. Is he going to make it stick? I don't think so. He's going to have DRS. He's going to have enough time before the finish line. I don't think so either. Emerson wins the first race of the event, very closely followed by Brandon. And here comes Velocity in P3. So that's 8 points for Velocity, 7 points for Droftas. Mumford is going to come across the line, I think, in P5. And I need to get out of this camera again, don't I? Kingsholm has finished in P8. I think he had a bit of a terrible time on lap 1, didn't he? GG to Mo. Well done to Mo there. Mumford crosses the line in P5. So that's 6 points. Forza crosses the line in P6, which is 5 points. And then Mike is going to come across the line in P7, which is more points. I don't know how many points. 2 left feet though. 2 left feet for Dan. Paynes has said GG, so well done guys, absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Mike crosses the line to cap off the first race for Team Mercedes and Team Toro Rosso. Sorry, I nearly got there. They've got so much chatter going on in the chats. I can't see what's going on here, but yeah, well done to both teams actually for a great performance. And I need to do the scores. I can't tell who's doing where I'm at. What do you reckon? It'd be like blah, 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 blah. You've got one. There we go. Mumford, why are we weaving like that on the straight? I don't know what Mumford was doing there, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Sorry, this is from Mike. Sorry, Mercedes lads, damage on lap 1 and then PSN servers. You still did a great job actually of finishing 7th. So, I got XP for that as well. I sound just like Sean. So yeah, fantastic stuff. We've got who we got up next. We've got Red Bull and we've got Racing Point up next. So yeah, we'll see what happens in a minute. Yeah, I know. I saw you got a puncture at the start, Kingsholm. So yeah, a bit unlucky there. I just need to. So Emerson got 10. Let me just calculate this. Emerson got 10. Where's my calculator gone? Emerson got 10, right? Mumford got 6, right? Forza got 5, right? And Mike got 4, right? And fastest lap was Mumford as well, so that's 1. So Mercedes finished on 26 points and Toro Rosso finished on some other points. I really didn't work that out at all. So 1 second, I'll just go back on the stream and calculate it. So Brandon got 9, Velocity got 8, so that's 17. Droftas got 7, so that is 24. And Kingsholm got 3, so that is 27. So it was very close, that one actually, between both teams. With the fastest lap that Mumford got, it was 27-26 to Toro Rosso, so incredibly close there from those two. Let me just put the scores in to the Discord. 1 second, I need to get the scores up and just edit this. So I will just put it in, and obviously if there's something wrong with my scores, you need to let me know also, because I will probably get them wrong. Just because I think it's the curse of the commentator, really, isn't it? I mean, it's between me and Sean who gets our stats wrong, and yeah, it seems to be me. So if somebody could tell me what the fastest lap was as well. I knew it was Mumford, but 1 sec, I'll just put him in, Mumford, and I'll get the invites out for the next round. Mercedes 129.549 it looks like it was, so well done to Mumford for getting the fastest lap for Mercedes there. Very close match that was. I will just invite, who am I going to invite now? I need to invite the team captains for Red Bull and Racing Point, so that it will be Ayrton, if he's online, Ayrton, and it will be, who's the team captain? It will be Gernman if I can get to their names, and I'll send you guys an invite out. Kingsholm will be reserving for the for the Red Bull team tonight. So yeah, really well done to him, and hats off to him. He's going to be joining me in the comments box as well. So we're after the second race, after the Red Bull race. So yeah, we'll see what happens when that one finishes, and he can take over whilst I do the scores and the fastest laps, etc. So yeah, we're. Are you drying your hair? No, mate. That's my PlayStation. As I told you, it's going to be taking off at some point in this race. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Kingsholm, if you could just back out and change your car. Mumford and Velocity were waiting. Well, I can just kick him actually, I suppose. Sorry. See ya. Well, didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. Kingsholm, yeah, you might want to go change your car, mate, because you are using the wrong livery at the moment. We're just waiting for the guys to get in. Here comes Dan Murphy. So he'll be joining team. Well, he's joined Team Racing Point for the event. Lost Souls is in. So that's 3 for Racing Point at the moment. Just waiting for one more, and we're waiting for 2 more from Red Bull. So we're just waiting for these guys to get in the session and pick their car. Obviously a multiplayer car, but pick their car as well. Yeah, we'll wait and see who's doing what. So yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to get in. Kingsholm's just left, so I just need to just send him an invite quickly to. He's just changing his livery from the Toro Rosso one to the reserve one. Sorry, if I can get my words out. So yeah, I'll just send him another invite there, and voice crack, and yeah, we'll just wait to see what happened. Well, unfortunately in the first round, Mercedes had a couple of disconnections, and they only lost by 1 point still. So it was really close by 1 point with fastest lap from Mumford. So Mumford, shout out to him. He did a good job of holding some guys up earlier on, and then stopping them from overtaking when he was battling them quite hard actually towards the end of that race. Was an absolutely brilliantly worked strategy from Mumford as well. So well done to him. But yeah, literally 1 point. 1 point between both the teams, absolutely fantastic. So I just need to get the standings done. Sorry, not the standings done. Get the information over to our standings guru rather. If I can get my words out. So yeah, there's Toro Rosso got 27, and Mercedes got 26. And I'm pretty sure I calculate that right. We're just waiting for Gernman to get his team in. He's the team captain for Red Bull, so we're just waiting for him to send the invites out. All of Racing Point, sorry, are here. If I can get the team right. And Kingsholm is back in the session, so we're waiting for 2 guys from Red Bull. We've got Curly Red or Smith, who's joining us for Red Bull, and the other person is, I'm really sorry if I've forgotten your name, the other person is Young Lights, of course. So yeah, Young Lights from ALR Gold, and Curly Red from ALR Bronze. So yeah, it's a bit of a combination of all the teams, it's not all the teams, of all the leagues rather, and a bit of fun just to have as many people as we can participate in the event. It's only a bit of something to do to stop the boredom between now and F1 2020 coming up, which will be an absolutely fantastic game. So yeah, once Gernman's got his team in, Curly Red's just in now, so we're just waiting for one more, and we'll be able to get going straight away once the other one more member joins now, I think. So Curly Red's in, so we're just waiting for one more guy. Oh, he's just gone. Curly Red's gone. So that's really helpful. So yeah, we'll just wait and see. I'm just going to invite Kingsholm to the party, because he'll be joining me for commentary after this race. So hopefully he doesn't join right now, because he shouldn't join right now. 1 sec. I'm going to send the invite to him now, and I will go back to the screen. And here we go. We're back to the comments. Is anybody in the comments? So no, nobody's commented anything. He's just drying his hair. I'm not drying my hair. It's my PlayStation about to blow up. It seems to blow up every time. And now we're just waiting for Young Lights to join. well, he's only got 3 minutes now to join now, so we'll wait and see if he is going to join in time, and we'll wait for that. He's got 3 minutes, so we'll give him a bit more time just in case he's getting stuff sorted, and then we'll be ready to go for the second race of round 1. So Toro Rosso v Mercedes in race 1, sorry, which has just finished, and that was a really close race. It was 27 points to Toro Rosso to 26 points for Mercedes. Absolutely brilliant racing. I will have to double check if I calculated that right, but at the moment I'll wait until Kingsholm's in here, and then I'll go back and have a look at the scores and everything on the stream just to make sure I've got everything right, and then we'll crack on with the next round. So next up is Red Bull versus Racing Point. So we're just waiting for one more from Red Bull. Don't know where he is, and he's not messaged anything, and he's not done anything recently. So we'll wait and see where he's got to. But if nothing else happens, we'll have to get somebody else in. So bear with us one sec. We'll just wait and see where Red Bull have got to, or where the one Red Bull member has got to, and then we'll crack on, and we'll just wait and see if he's going to turn up. Really, be helpful. He doesn't seem to be online, so yeah, whether he's having a nap and forgotten about it, or if he's just decided not to turn up, which is not very helpful because we've got his team need him. So yeah, it doesn't really hurt me, it hurts the team, because we'll run with this. We'll run 3v4. We're not going to run anything less, because it's just not worth running the race. But yeah, 4v4. If your team doesn't turn up, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. So yeah, we'll just wait and see if Young Lights is going to turn up in the next minute or two. Whilst we're waiting for him, I'm going to check the scores. Where's the scores at? Here's the scores. Alright, Emerson 10 points. Alright, that's 10 for Mercedes. I'm pretty sure I've done Mercedes already, haven't I? That's 9 for Toro Rosso, 8 for Toro Rosso, 7 for Toro Rosso, and then 3 for Toro Rosso. That's 27. Yeah. Alright, unfortunately we're still waiting for Young Lights, who's not turned up, so I'm not sure what he's doing. We're going to have to get going, because obviously there's time pressure, but there's people coming up after, so I think everybody, if you want to ready up and get going, please, so we can get on with this, get on with the next round of the event. And unfortunately for Red Bull, it's cost you, unfortunately, because he's not got in time, and that's it. Oh, under arrest in a minute. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I mean, it's not fair on the other guys, on the guys who have got it's not fair on the other guys who've got races on after you, to turn up this late. These guys, there's time pressure on everybody to get there on time. So yeah, unfortunately for Red Bull, it's going to be only 3 of you event against the 4 of Racing Point. But it's a shame that, because he's kind of let the team down there. But nevertheless, we'll carry on into race 2, and we're just waiting to see. Let me just unplug this mic because it's getting annoying in my ear. We're just waiting to see the liveries, really, because it's interesting to. Well, I've posted the liveries into the Discord, but it'd be nice to see them in real life, or in virtual life. So yeah, we're just waiting to see what the livery, or waiting for everyone to load their setups and everything like that, and then we'll get cracking again. So yeah, we're just waiting for the cars to load up, or the drivers to load up their setups, and we'll be underway for race 2. I think it's just causing a delay for no reason at this stage, because it seems to go on forever. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. They've got everything ready, so they're just about to get going on the one-shot quali. So yeah, we're just loading up now, and then we're ready to get going. So yeah, unfortunately for Red Bull, they're down a man, but that's no fault of their own. Unfortunately, Young Lights hasn't showed up. So yeah, Racing Point have got all 4 of their members here. Kingsholm is actually reserving for Red Bull as well, so it could be even worse, I suppose. But so yeah, we'll crack on now with race 2. Just getting underway with the qualifying now. So yeah, here's this is the Red Bull livery. Very nice livery. Very similar, like I said, to the Toro Rosso livery, but maybe a bit more blue and a bit more red, I think, there as well. But yeah, so it's very nice. And yeah, we'll crack on with this is the Racing Point livery. So a very nice livery there from Racing Point. Very pink, very true to their colour. Of course, so yeah, very nice, with a bit of blue thrown in as well. So yeah, hats off to the guys who all put together their heads to design that. Gernman there is leading the way at the moment in the with a nice, very yellow and green helmet there. As Sean would say, it's a very brilliant helmet. I love the helmet. Of course we go. Nigel has said, "Here we go again," and here we go again. So yeah, so it's Nigel's turn to step up. He is in the Racing Point, and he's doing a great job for Team Racing Point. He's done a great job actually in Racing Point for all season, I think. One of the most consistent drivers in ALR, and he's been in ALR for quite a long time now. So yeah, he's really been able to nail down that record, and did a great job of finishing 3rd in gold this season as well. So hats off to him. Very well done. And yeah, we're just waiting for them to finish their laps as they come round coming up to the final corner now. Here comes car number 36 of Nigel. He's actually in pole position at the moment. So what will he be as he crosses the line? It is pole position for Nigel. Very closely followed by Gernman and Lost Souls. What a gap that is, as Ayrton's been disqualified, unfortunately. So he'll be starting right at the back, unfortunately for him. Gernman in second. I think Lost Souls just about, Gernman just about beat Lost Souls to the line there. He did, but Lost Souls is actually on the medium tyres, and so is Dan Murphy. So that's quite interesting. Obviously, they're playing a different strategy to some of the other guys in their team to obviously make it different or difficult, or different rather, again, for the other team to see their strategy or discover what their strategy will be. Maybe they'll be playing a team game like Mumford was, or the guys on the medium runners, on the medium tyres anyway, later on in this race as well. So we're just waiting for the guys to pick their strategies. Well, most of them will be starting on. Well, they'll all be starting on the same tyre as they qualified on just now. Apart from Ayrton, I think, because Ayrton, because he got disqualified, gets to choose what tyre he wants to start on. But yeah, anyway, we'll see about that. So we're just waiting for them to ready up, and then we'll get cracking again for the second race. And yeah, we'll see how these guys can compare in this one. So one second till the guys ready, all ready up. We're just waiting for Ayrton and Curly Red. A few seconds tick down. We've got a policeman or somebody coming to arrest me again as the lights are coming on. And here we go then. We've got Racing Point. Well, we've got quite an even spread actually of cars as Racing Point are away. It looks like, I don't know if Lost Souls, has he got the jump on? No, he hasn't. Kingsholm is actually into third place ahead of Lost Souls there. He's jumped up ahead of him, and Nigel still regains the lead, but Gernman's right alongside him now into the fourth turn, I think it is. I don't know how many turns there are, there's so many turns, but he's battling him very, very hard, pushing him out wide, and I think are we all through? Dan Murphy's up to fourth place ahead of Curly Red. Lost Souls has dropped right down, unfortunately, so I don't know what's happened to him. Kingsholm is up to third rather. And I'm on the stream rather than the comments, but nobody's commenting anyway. Oh yeah, they are. Oh, maybe I'm on the wrong bit. Sorry. Right, here we go. So yeah, if you are commenting, sorry if I missed you, but I was on top chat instead of live chat. But yeah, back to the racing anyway. Sorry, I need to put the information on. We're on. That's it. We're up and away. finally we got there going. Kingsham's actually done a great job of. I think he's actually put the right livery on for. He's actually put the livery on for Red Bull, has he? Yeah, I think he has. Darren said it must be a rough neighbourhood. Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't go outside; it's too dangerous. So it's coronavirus and everything all over the place. So yeah, we'll wait and see. So it's just when it dies down, I won't go outside either. So yeah, don't worry about me. Dan Murphy's on the back of Kingsholm right now. Nigel sets the fast lap, obviously being the leader and obviously being first. We've got Gurman chasing all over the back of him now. As we'll see what happens here. Gurman's overextended in the corner, but Nigel's going to be on the outside. Is he going to hold it? I don't know if he's held it. He's held it. He's just about held it, I think. Gurman's on the inside though. Is he going to make a dive into the fourth corner? No, he's not. Kingsholm and Dan Murphy are battling away, and Lost Souls is he's going to play a bit of a catch up, I think, on Curly Red. And Ayrton's bringing up the rear, but he's still quite close to quite close to the pack actually. So he's doing a great job of keeping the gap low and keeping the pressure on. Gurman's definitely keeping the pressure on Nigel as they go into the difficult turn of, I can't remember how many turns it is, what number it is, but it's a difficult turn. Just horrible turn, really. Just don't like it. But yeah, the top runners on the medium compound tyres is Dan Murphy in P4, and he's in the DRS range from the next lap anyway on Kingsholm in P3. So he will be able to make that move stick, and possibly with the strategy, it could, or like we've seen earlier, could do an undercut on the. Oh, we've got somebody off at the back. It's Lost Souls. Unfortunately, he's off. Can he get back on track? I think he's all right. Lost Souls has left the session. Rage quit there from Lost Souls, which is not going to help your team. If you stayed in the race, you could have got more points. Unfortunately for him, he's decided to leave. Kingsholm set the fastest lap actually, so that's a really good lap from Kingsholm. Gurman's gone the outside of Nigel as he made it stick. He's made it stick this time, so Red Bull take the lead in this race for the first time, and Nigel is down in P2, and I think Gurman's actually, no, he's not got DRS. Nigel got the DRS, and Dan Murphy has got the DRS on Kingsholm. I just wondered where Lost Souls is now in the pits. Nice dirty driving, he says. So, well, yeah, if there's dirty driving, you can report it, mate. You don't have to just rage quit the session. Unfortunately, lost more than his soul. Unfortunately, yes, he has. That's it's not really going to help your team. You need to think about the team game, really. It's not about the individual accolades, is it? As Ayrton's had a bit of an off there, I think, in the middle sector, so he's just regained his composure and he's back underway. But the battle in here is between Kingsholm actually and Nigel. Kingsholm's really put the hammer down, and he's on the back of Nigel actually. So it could be a Red Bull 1-2 in a minute here, but we'll have to wait and see what they can do. On the back straight. But yeah, you really need to work together as a team. That'll be, you should be try and be in a team party. Communicate your strategy, and then communicate with all your team members during the race as well, because you never know who's going to be helping out, who's going to be helping out each other, and you need to help out each other. So yeah, I mean, that's why there is a reporting page. If you want to report somebody, you can report somebody. Make sure you tag them, otherwise it will not be looked at. But yeah, Nigel is under pressure from Kingsholm still, and he's holding it around the outside again like he did with Gurman. He's just about made it stick. I don't think he's going to have DRS though, so he does have DRS actually. So Nigel, was a bit of a sandwich there for Red Bull, and I think Dan he's not through, unfortunately. So Kingsholm retains his third position, but all this battling is going to cost them time over Gurman, who's getting away now up to 1.7 seconds, I think it was. So he's doing a great job. There's no Lost Souls in team. There is no Lost Souls in team. There is an I in team. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that makes sense. It doesn't make sense, sorry. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, just going to go back to this battle here. We've got Kingsholm on the back of Nigel. I suppose it evens out the teams, because it was 3v3 or 3v4 in Red Bull's, well, not in Red Bull's favour. So now I suppose that evens out the teams. Although Lost Souls will get a point points for finishing 7th, I suppose. But yeah, so we'll see what happens in a minute anyway. So yeah, nobody's made a pit stop yet, unfortunately, apart from Lost Souls' AI car, which is cruising around on the hard compound tyres. Probably not a good strategy call, unfortunately, from Racing Point, as somebody on a really fast motorbike's gone past. But yeah, Kingsholm is... Oh, somebody's in the pits. Dan Murphy's in the pits. So Dan is switching off those medium tyres onto the soft compound tyres. Curly Red is following him in on the softs for the mediums, but he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. So that's going to come back and haunt him, I think, at the end of this race. We'll have to wait and see. Wait and see if it actually affects his points position rather at the end when the standings are all done. But yeah, Dan and Curly Red both exiting the pits now, yeah, that's that really. So we're waiting for Nigel and Kingsholm. I'm trying to get my words out there. Nigel and Kingsholm are battling away. Nigel is defending aggressively actually, because I suppose he's trying to keep the positions for Racing Point as they go into the disgusting turn. And Kingsholm is right behind him. He's going to have the DRS. Again, the battling has just caused, meant that Gernman has got so far away. He's up to 3.3 seconds now, as Kingsholm's going to go down the inside into this turn, whatever it's called, or whatever number it is. But Nigel's fighting back. He's still trying to go overlap on the Red Bull driver, but he's not going to make it stick, unfortunately. So yeah, it's going to be the top two now are Team Red Bull. The third and fourth rather and fifth are Team Racing Point, as Nigel's actually got back through before the DRS straight on Kingsholm. So maybe that's a bit of outbraking on Kingsholm, as Kingsholm just about avoids a collision into the pit entry. Nigel is in the pits. I don't know whether Ayrton is going to carry on or not, but Nigel is in the pits now for the medium compound tyres, it will be. And where will he come out? I think he will come out ahead of Curly Red, I think, and maybe just about. He's back underway now. He's on his way, and I think he will come out just behind Dan Murphy at the moment. So yeah, he's just about to come out now. We know he's going to be behind Curly Red as well, and I think, isn't he? I don't know. Where's he going to be? Who knows? We'll find out. He's behind, and he's in front of Curly Red. Sorry. And we've got we're waiting for the guys, the top three guys to pit as well. Everybody else behind us pit as well. So yeah, it's literally the top three guys who haven't pitted yet. Ayrton will be going onto the soft compound tyre, but the top two will be going onto the medium compound tyre. So we're going to have to wait and see when they're going to pit. We're just waiting for all of the the laps to tick down really. Sorry, there's people going on things going on in the chat, and I don't know what's going on really, because we'll have to wait and see, and we'll find out in a minute what's going on when this round ends as well, in terms of the scores and who's the champion of this race. So yeah, at the moment it's looking pretty good. Well, actually it's quite close between Racing Point and Red Bull here today. But yeah, we'll wait and see when everyone crosses the line what the results be. Curly Red has still got that 5-second penalty, because of course, so he'll be that will be added on to his race time. But I don't think it's actually going to affect him if he finishes in P6, because obviously the gap to Lost Souls is quite big. But Kingsholm is in the pits, and Ayrton will go past, I think, and I don't know if Dan will get the undercut, will he? Dan Murphy sets the fastest lap of the race, which is very good for him and Racing Point. He takes P3 from Kingsholm, and will Nigel get the jump on Kingsholm as well? I think he will. So Nigel's got the jump on Kingsholm too. Will Curly Red get past? Not quite. So Curly Red and Kingsholm have just resumed their positions as they are now. I don't know whether they'll switch positions now, but yeah, we'll wait and see what happens in a minute. But yeah, it's Gernman who hasn't pitted yet from Ayrton, who's 20 seconds ahead of Ayrton now, but both haven't pitted yet, so they'll be waiting to get into the pits. Dan Murphy is in P3, who has pitted, so we'll have to wait and see whether he can get to the net lead of this race. It could be quite close actually between Dan and Gernman when Gernman does decide to pit, because it's not about 20-second gap or a 22-second gap between Dan and Gernman, so it's not that far. Ayrton has done a great bit of teamwork there and let Dan through to resume his battle, or to get going with the battle. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see whether he can jump Gernman in the pits. But if Gernman has pitted now, so he's on beginning of lap 8. He has made a pit stop now, and something's gone wrong for Kingsholm. Kingsholm is off at turn 12, I think it is, the disgusting turn as well. So that's put a pain to his race, unfortunately, back into P6. And Dan is coming down the main straight. I don't know if German's going to get out in front of him, as he. And Dan gets out in front, so Dan is leading the race now. Dan is the net lead. So that's a great job from Dan to jump German in the pit stop phase. German has come out ahead of Nigel, and Ayrton is in the pits. Ayrton did get a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane on the pit stop there, so he's now out and about on the softs in P6. And I think Lost Souls has been lapped by now, but that's we resume the racing really, because I think it's now Racing Point Red Bull, Racing Point Red Bull, Red Bull Racing Point. Sorry, I was going to say it's all in the same order, but it's not. So never mind. Don't worry about me. The closest battle on track is between P1 and P2, and it is 1.7 seconds between Dan and Gernman. So and Dan is on the soft compound tyre, but of course he did pit quite early in this race for the soft compound tyre, so he's done 3 laps already on those softs, and Gernman has done as well. He's on his first lap on the mediums, so that will play a factor in later on in this race. I think towards the end of this stint, because I think Dan's tyres might be getting toward, well, they probably won't because it's 25% race, but they'll be getting quite warm, I think, towards the end of this race, as am I. I'm getting quite warm in here at the same time. The only fan that's working is my PlayStation fan, and that sounds like it's going to blow up in a minute. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that. Hopefully it doesn't blow up until the end of all of these races, but yeah, we'll see what happens. The end of the event would be nice, actually, to be fair. But so we'll crack on with that. German's just brought the gap down now. He's just over, it's about 1.6 seconds now to Dan Murphy. So it's outside that DRS range. He's probably getting quite a bit annoyed that he's not within that DRS range just yet, because he would like to get the overtake done and regain the lead of this race for Team Red Bull. Nigel doing a great job there in P3 at the moment. Quite a big gap between the driver in front and behind, actually. So he's not under too much pressure at the moment. And Ayrton there on the soft on my tyres, so he's playing a bit of catch up at the moment. So he's just trying to get on the back of Kingsholm and see if he can get that place back or gain another place. German now, the gap's up to 2 seconds between German and Dan. So Dan's put his foot down a bit and decided to get on it and get moving. So he's just about to. He's coming up to Sector 3 to finish lap 9. So there will be another 5 laps to go after this lap is completed. So when we get to the finish line, we'll see that pop up in a minute. But the gap seems to be fluctuating quite rapidly between Gerben and Dan, between sort of 1.5 seconds to about 2 seconds. Nigel's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings for corner cutting or track extending. He is literally 3.7 seconds ahead of Curly Red in P4, so that will be very tight. Of course, Curly Red has his 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty, doesn't he? He hasn't served yet, so that will be added on to Curly Red's time at the end of the race. So Nigel's not in too much of a threat at the moment from the drivers behind, but we'll see what happens towards the end of this race. Gap's up to 2.1 seconds now, so it seems like Dan's been able to gap German in the first sector, and then it seems to come back into German's favour slightly towards through the middle sector and towards the end of the lap as well. So that's probably where German's getting the advantage over Dan in terms of the lap time, but he's not been able to close the gap too much over Dan to get the lead of the race back, has he? So it's we're getting there. We're getting towards the end. I'm getting really knackered. Sorry, I can't say how Sean does it for this long, but yeah, it's a nightmare. German just made a bit of a mistake there into the horrible turn of no name for me. So he's now up to about 2.5 seconds or 2.2 seconds there. We're just waiting to see who's going to be the winner of this race. It looks like it's going to be Dan at the moment, and he's done a really good job of controlling the race from the pit stops. From the pit stop phase really. I think he called the strategy right, and he's got out in front, and he's built up a commanding lead over the Red Bull team, over the rivals in the Red Bull team. We'll just wait and see when he crosses the line, or now in 4 laps, where all the guys will be. We're waiting for Darren's just said sorry. Plus Sean shouts it. But I don't want to shout because then I'll wake up my neighbours. I live in some flats. I don't know where Sean lives, but yeah, well who knows. who cares really? But yeah, so we'll carry on. So back to the lead. I mean, the gaps have been quite equal, but all the gaps now are up to sort of 5 seconds, apart from the gap between Kingston and Ayrton, which is 9. But the only gap that's the closest gap on track is the gap at the front between Dan and Gernman. 2.2 seconds it is. So it's just going to keep our eyes on this one. I don't know whether Dan's tyres might fall off towards the end of this stint. It would be pretty traumatic for him if they did, because obviously Gernman on those medium tyres could probably go the 14 laps on those tyres themselves. So do the whole race rather on those medium tyres themselves. So without needing a pit stop. So it's if those soft tyres start to fall off for Dan, it could cause a bit of a problem for Gernman. Not for Dan. No, sorry. It could cause a problem for Dan, not for Gernman. Gernman will be loving it. Gernman will be all over it. But yeah, so we'll wait and see who's going to come out on top, and if the tyre situation does play a factor towards the end of this race. It's only, as I said, it's only 25% race, so it shouldn't be too much of a factor. The tyres going off, etc. But I think that gap seems to be quite steady between Dan and Gernman, about 2 seconds now. So it has actually gone up. Originally from the pit stops, where it was about 1.5 to 1.7. So Dan's done a great job of controlling the gap, and maybe he's just maintaining that gap as well to make sure that the gap keeps gap remains that sort of distance, just in case anything goes wrong for the Racing Point driver. But he's just going through his teammate there of Lost Souls, who's left the race. Unfortunately for Team Racing Point, it's affected their points, or the available points tally. But we'll see what happens later on in this race, whether it's going to affect their race result or not. We're just coming up to the middle sector now for Dan and Gernman. Gernman's got the gap under 2 seconds now, so it's down to 1.9. Maybe those soft tyres could be going off at this stage. 7 laps on those soft tyres, and it'll be 8 laps at the end of this lap. So maybe they're coming towards the end of their life now, which is going to be a bit of a problem for Dan, with Gernman on the back of him towards the end of this race. Sorry about the PlayStation exploding. Plus Sean shouts it, we've done that one already. Nobody else has commented just yet, so we're just waiting to see who's going to be crossing the line in first. Lovely Red Bull livery, lovely design from the Red Bull team there for their event livery. I think it's pretty good. It's one of the best ones, I think. They're all pretty good actually. Down to 1.7 now the gap. So so Dan's definitely under pressure. He's got 2 laps to go. Both of them saving ERS. But he's going to be under pressure at this rate if the gap keeps coming down that quickly. It's now up to 1.8, but it's definitely starting to come down. So maybe those soft tyres. I think those soft tyres have started to go off now. So it's probably time for Gernman to catch up now and get on with it to try and get the lead of this race back. But we'll have to wait and see. Nigel's dropped off quite a lot actually. Unfortunately for Nigel, leading this race, or qualifying on pole and leading this race at the beginning. Now to 8 seconds to Gernman, unfortunately for him. So he's really just had a bit of a nightmare race. I think maybe he had a bit of a battle to start with, and it didn't come off for him, and now it's come back to bite him, unfortunately. But he's got DRS on his teammate's Ghost car, which is quite helpful from the Ghost car, which is very nice of him. Gaps up to 2.3 seconds now at the front. So Dan's put his foot down now and is getting on with it. And he's coming up to finish lap 13, so there'll be one more lap to go once he's got round the final turn. So hopefully he'll be able to hold on and those tyres won't give out, and we'll see him cross the line in about a minute and a half's time. So we'll see what happens. But I think all these guys done a great job. Ayrton's done a great job actually there in getting the team ready, getting the team sorted, and hats off to him for sorting all of that. And we're just waiting for the checkered flag to fall, really, aren't we? As Gernman is leading through. Well, not leading through. He's second, really, but he's going through the first sector, trying to close that gap still. But it's just not coming down enough for him, or quick enough for him. It hasn't been over the last couple of laps. Curly Red has got a 3-second time penalty there, so that will come back to bite him later on in the race. So I think Kingsholm, obviously in the same team as him in the Red Bull, will be able to jump Curly Red based on penalties, but it won't affect the scoring because it will still be for the same team. But yeah, hats off to these guys. As Gernman's got the gap down to 1.2 seconds now. He's gone wide again. And it's that's where he's losing time. I think it is really, isn't it? It's that corner which has been difficult for him all race. Dan is definitely. I don't. Well, he might be struggling with those tyres now, but I wouldn't say he's definitely struggling with those tyres because I don't have a clue. But yeah, so we'll wait and see as he's into the third sector of the final lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix, 25% race. And it looks like he'll be coming home in, unless he gets a corner cutting warning, and that's 3 seconds on the final corner. But yeah, it looks like he'll be coming home in P1 for Team Racing Point. So congratulations to Team Racing Point and to Dan for a win in this event. And Gernman comes through in second, and we're just waiting for Nigel in third. So congratulations to, I think Racing Point have probably won this one as well. No, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see in a minute. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to cross the line. Darren has said, "GG Dan." Yep, that's agreed. Curly Red's got a 5 second unserved penalty there, so yeah, that's true. Kingsholm, I think, has slowed down a bit there just to so the penalty doesn't affect Curly Red. So yeah, hats off to him. Well done to Curly Red and to Kingsholm. And well done, thanks for Kingsholm for stepping in, obviously, for Red Bull. Otherwise, they'd only have 2 drivers. And Ayrton crosses the line in P6. So let me just work out the scores on the doors again, if I can get my calculator up this time again. So Dan was in P1, Nigel was in P3, which is 8, and Ayrton was in P6, which is 5. That's 23, and Gernman was in P9, and Curly Red was in P4, and Kingsholm was in P5, which is 6. So again, it was a really close round again. 23 points for Racing Point and 22 points for Red Bull. So a very close round. Oh yeah, fastest lap, I forgot about that. Fastest lap goes to Racing Point as well, so that is actually 24 points to Racing Point and 22 points. No, I didn't calculate that right, did I? Let me pause this again. Let me pause the stream. Let me just have a look. Right. So 9 for Gernman, and that's 7 for Curly Red, and 6 for Kingsholm. That's 22. That's 22, and that's 10, and then that's 8 for Racing Point, and 6 is 5 for Racing Point. That's 23, plus the 1 for fastest lap. So it's 24 points. Yeah, 24 points to Racing Point, to 22 for Red Bull. So well done to those guys. They've done a great job. With this in this round. Racing Point are victorious in the round. So fantastic work to those guys. Really well good work. 24 points to Racing Point. And yeah, one sec. Sorry, just let me put the scores in on the doors. 24 to 22. Racing Point, very good work. Racing Point. Let me just send the scores over. As you can hear, my PlayStation about to blow up. And next up we have got. Let me just double check who we got. We've got Alfa Romeo and Ferrari. So I'm just going to invite. Alfa Romeo and Ferrari captains, and that is FIFA Beefy and F1 Farf. So FIFA Beefy's got an invite there, and Farf is down here somewhere. I've just lost him. There we go. And there's an invite for you. And Kingsholm, you can go to spectator and join the party, really. So yeah, let me just refresh the stream. Oh, let me just read that comment. 70% rear tyre wear. Yeah. Yeah, 70% rear tyre wear for Dan. So yeah, pretty good job there for Dan. One of those soft compound tyres. I can imagine they were not feeling that great towards the end. But yeah, maintained that gap pretty well over Gernman. So yeah. So well done. you've got Farth in here now, so Farth will be inviting Team Ferrari, and we're just waiting for FIFA Beefy to join as well, so we can get the we've got so that everyone, so we can get the Team Alpha, sorry, in as well. I'll get there in the end. There's no point messaging me in Discord at the moment because I'm busy streaming. Yeah, so we're just waiting for the teams to get in. Here comes Lucist, King's Home. If you can join the party and join the go to spectator as well, because you're not needed for reserving anymore. So yeah. We're just waiting for the grid to fill up. FIFA Beefy's in here now as well, so we're just waiting for him to get his teammates in. Oh, let me just put in the fastest lap as well. I didn't remember to do that. Who got fastest lap? I've forgotten. No, I know it was Dan, but I don't know what time it was, that's all. Where's the time screen? I can't find the time screen. There we go. Time screen. It was 29.701. So let me just whack that into the Discord. .701. So that's the first two fixtures of Group A done, actually. So well done to Toro Rosso and Mercedes. Toro Rosso just about the victors in the first race over Mercedes with by 1 point, 27-26. So yeah. Sorry, we've got all sorts going on in the comments. King's Home, you need to what are you doing? You need to join spectator. Yeah, so we're just waiting for a couple more guys to get in here. I'm meant to have invited someone, aren't I? Sorry about that. I need to invite one more person. Let me just get the where's his name? Sorry about this. We'll just find his name and send him an invite. There we go. Invites out. So yeah, sorry about that. We'll just go. Kings doesn't want to stop. No, it doesn't look like it, does he? Well, I don't know whether. Hopefully he realises in a minute. So yeah, we'll crack on in a minute once this is all done. And we're just waiting for the grid to fill up. I think we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 Ferrari drivers. We've got 1, 2. We've only got 2 from Alfa Romeo. So we're just waiting on those guys to join into the lobby. And once they're in, we'll be able to get going for round 3. Here comes Irish New Potato for Team Alpha, of course, winning the bronze Season 1 title and Constructors for Team Alpha. Yep, King's Home, I think you need to spectate. That's the one. And also, there's no need to argue in the chat. It's an event. It's a bit of fun. I would advise you don't argue in the chat. It's not going to help you in any way in the event or in life. So, and there's a reporting bit for you to report in if you need to report an incident from this event. Just having a go at people about it will not make a difference. So yeah, please just don't do that. Of course, most people shouldn't do that anyway. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the chat after the next one. So yeah, we can look forward to that in a minute. I think we've almost, the Gort's just in, so he's joining Team Alpha for tonight as a reserve appearance. So yeah, that should be the only reserves. We're just waiting for a couple more people to join. We've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, we've got King's Home in here. You need to go and spectate to me.
I have done, mate.
You have. Here we go. Brilliant. So yeah, we've got. We're just waiting for a few more guys to get going. I'm going to hand some of this stuff over to King's Home in a minute once we've got everybody in and we're ready to go. I think we're actually ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 Ferrari drivers. What's that, mate?
There's 9 drivers, isn't there, at the moment?
Yeah, we're just waiting for one more for Team Alpha, I think. So yeah, we've got Walker, Irish Potato, the Gort, and FIFA Beefy in here. We're just waiting for one more. So we're waiting for Laggy Racer, I think it is. So yeah, when Laggy gets in, we can get going. We're just waiting for Laggy Racer to get in the session, and then we'll be able to crack on.
Let's hope he's not too laggy.
Yes.
How are you, mate, anyway?
I'm alright, I'm struggling because I've closed the door and turned the fan off and everything, so I'm literally just boiling in here. But yeah. But yeah, we're just waiting for one more guy to get going. He's only got 1 minute to get in. And then and then we'll crack on for the third race of round 1. I don't know why you're messaging me when I'm not inviting you. So...
Can't tell you what, Alex, wasn't that weird with my first race, with that puncture at the start?
Yeah, I was confused about that. I was confused about that because I couldn't tell what was going on. And then I saw it when you were on the before the last turn.
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating. That.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, not great.
Alright, still one more. We're just waiting for Laggy. I think Laggy's just about to join the session, so we'll see in a minute. Yeah, I think Laggy's got an invite now. We're just waiting for him to join. So yeah, once Laggy has joined, we can get going for round. Here he is. We can get going for round 3, race 3. Sorry. So yeah, everyone can ready up and get cracking, and we'll get on with race 3 of 4. So this is Ferrari against Alfa Romeo, so it's a bit of a, I don't know. It's a bit of, what is it? I was about to say incest, but it's not incest really, is it? I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Master versus Apprentice, should we say that?
That's it, yeah, that's the one. That sounds a bit better. Yeah, so, yeah, that's about it really. I don't know what's going on in Discord. It seems like it's all over the place now. I don't know what chat I'm in when I'm clicking on stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot to go on now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's worse because I'm an admin. I have to go through all the team chats.
Yeah, so, I can imagine.
Right, okay. I think Velocity and Maslers are just having an argument in the Toro Rosso chat for no reason at all, but they're just having a bit of fun. Somebody's better at COD than the other, and that's about it. So yeah, I'm not going to read out the other stuff. So yeah, Paines has said good luck to Team Ferrari and Team Alpha. We're just waiting for them to ready up, and we can get going then. We're just waiting for a couple more. I think it's 2 more people to ready up, and then we can actually it will just start ticking down with it. But if there's people are, what's going on here? There we go. Yeah, 12 people in. Yeah, 12 people in, 10 drivers. Fantastic. I think this is actually the first full team we've had out of the 3 rounds. So
Yeah,
well done to Team Ferrari and Team Alpha for actually getting full teams together. Well, the Gorts are reserved, but yeah, I mean, still, he's done a good job of joining us. So he's managed to get in as well, which is pretty helpful. Somebody's called somebody a fat salmon in the Toro Rosso chat. So yeah, I think it's a shame that nobody else can see the Toro Rosso chat apart from those guys in the admins.
Me.
But yeah, it's all going off in there. They did all right in the. You did all right in the first round, in the first race, rather. So yeah, we're just waiting for the timer to tick down, and then we'll get cracking with race 3. Of course, there's actually there's lots of people loaded in today. I was just getting confused when there's so many people now, because I'm like, that doesn't look right because there's too many people. But yeah, it's 5v5 this one, isn't it? Because thankfully everyone turned up. So yeah, hopefully they can all put in a good show. I'm not sure if everyone on Team Ferrari has got the right liveries. It's a derby race, says Dan Murphy. That's correct. It's not incest. It's a derby race. That's what I meant. I meant derby race all the time. Yeah. So yeah, we're just waiting for the time to tick down, and then we'll get underway with quali. And yeah, I haven't been commentating quali because literally everyone just sort of jumps all over the place. So yeah, I've just sort of watched the quali and I've looked at the liveries really. But so this is FIFA B team captain. So this is the Alpha livery for everybody who's not seen it yet. If you haven't seen it, you can look in the Discord. It's right there in front of you. But yeah, this is the Alpha livery in the flesh. I can put on the thingies and stuff and make it look pretty. Yeah, so everybody's on the soft compound tyres, it looks like, apart from the Gort in P9 on the mediums. Thankfully he's not gone on the hards, but yeah, so that's where we're going for this race. For the strategy in this race, everybody seems to be going on the soft compound tyres to start with, apart from one of them. Gooner's retired. I don't know what's... Yeah, okay. I don't know what's happened to him. Anyway, this is the Ferrari livery in the AVAX livery, so a bit of red, as you can tell, as you might expect, really, and a bit of yellow in there. I don't know why, but yeah, that's what the team captains decided to go for. So he's putting a bit of yellow to the team livery for Team Ferrari. So yeah, makes it a bit exciting. As we got, I think it's new potato for Team Alpha. He's just storming away, isn't he? He's done a great job in bronze, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's a quality driver. He's in silver next year, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he's been able to. Well, he's got the availability to move up to Monday, so yeah, he'll be joining ALR Silver next season for season 2. So yeah, he'll be doing a cracking job like that for season 2. Well, he's got Bahrain's going to be the second race in the calendar, isn't it, for season 2? Because it's going to be a normal calendar for F1 2020. So yeah, we'll see how he does in Bahrain next season as well. But yeah, so it's Team Alpha from Team Ferrari for Farth, Team Alpha, Team Ferrari. Team Ferrari, Team Alpha, Team Ferrari, and then yeah, Alpha and Ferrari again. There's no point in me doing that because it just confuses me more than anyone else. So, I think Gunnar got a corner cutting warning, I think, so that's why he got disqualified there. So he'll be able to start on whatever tyre he wants in this race. But yeah, pretty competitive there from Team Ferrari. Most people are writing them off, but I think they've done a great job in that qualifying session. So we'll have to wait and see how they do in the race. I think it's all calmed down in the chats, which is really nice. It's nice to have a little peaceful chat, and yeah, we'll see what happens in here. We've only got one person who's said anything bad since somebody said something bad in the comments, but I'm not going to read it out because otherwise I'll probably start swearing again. I just need to get the if you take it away for the beginning of this race, I will just get this sorted.
So yeah, obviously we're just waiting for the guys to ready up. As we were talking about the different teams, it was interesting to see that there was only one guy starting on the mediums, and obviously in the last 2 races there's been a bit more of a mix-up than that. So obviously there's no formation left, and we're already starting to get underway here with all the lights going out. And away we go, and here for Bahrain, Ferrari versus Alfa Romeo, and they're going down into turn one. Irish New Potato is defending to the inside, and Fart has got onto the inside into turn one and taken the lead from Irish New Potato, and Walker following back, and Fart has dropped back there from first position into third. Don't know what exactly happened there, and Irish New Potato is straight up into P1 once again, and he's down into turn four with Walker close behind. So it's Alfa 1-2 at the moment with Ferrari in third. We've got a little bit of a mix-up here with Flea, and I think that's going to be another. We've got a black livery there, so I'm not sure who that is, who they're driving for today. I think
it's the Gort. It's the Gort there for filling in for in Team Alpha. So he's all the reserves will be running. All the reserves running black liveries or white liveries, just to give it a bit of a clear message on who they're not who they're racing for, but which team they're part of. So it's the Gort will be taking part in with Team Alpha at the moment, for this race.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you very much, Alex. And so we've seen Laggy Racer and the Gort getting back. Obviously, he's in the black livery, but he is driving for Alfa Romeo. And AFC Razor going up into P4, and it's a 1-2 still for Alfa Romeo in their red and white liveries there. And they're going to try and storm away at the head of the field. We've got Lucas fighting away there with not FIFA Beefy, with Flea, who's dropped right back down the field now into 9th place, and Guna is running up the back of the pack there in 10th position. Obviously 10 cars, 5v5 in this race here today. So we're going down into lap 2, into turn 1, turn 2, as we see Irish New Potato going storming away with it here, really, with Walker trying to follow suit. And I'm sure Fart is going to be breathing right down Walker's neck in a moment or two, and AFC Razor still holding that 4th position at the moment. So we've got Flea and Lucas having a little battle there. Obviously they don't want to fight too hard, the same teammates. It's definitely more of a team game, these sort of races. You don't really want to be fighting with your teammates. You just want to let the guys who are faster through and deal with your own race. As we see, Beefy has made up a few positions. He started in 9th, and he's getting on the back of Laggy Racer. He's got 2 Alphas in front of him, so hopefully they might be able to let him go in a minute. He seems like he's having some good quality pace there coming from the back of the field at the moment. And Fart is still in DRS range of Walker, and obviously DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, so we will see it after turn 3 up the hill to turn 4 will be the first time it will be activated for this race. And Con, Irish New Potato. If I do call him Con, I do apologise. That was his TSN name before. I've done that so many times. And Walker still keeping close tabs on him. I would say, wouldn't you agree, Alex, that probably Con maybe slowing up a little bit and maybe giving him the DRS, just to help him away from.
It would be helpful for him. I think to obviously keep the Ferrari and P3 or far off his back a bit more. Just noticing there, I think AFC Razor for Team Ferrari has got a different livery there than the rest of the guys. Has actually got a 5-second penalty. He's gone on the hard compound tyres there as well, which is going to be a bit of a strange strategy call towards the end of the race. Well, in this race anyway. But he's got a 5-second penalty. No, he's not. I think he's on the medium compound tyre. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he is. He's going to struggle at the end. I mean, in that first race I did pretty much medium to the end. I did mess up a little bit. I tried to go on the soft to get the fastest lap. I got lapped at the end, so that was pointless. But it all goes to the end. But I don't know. I think they might have done that for some clean air, maybe. Just
probably. I think it's probably best to. Yeah, I think we saw with Dan in the second race for Racing Point. He pit quite early for the soft compound tyres from the mediums, and he actually made it work because it seems to work out for him anyway in terms of the strategy. And although he did say they were 70% worn towards the end, and that was the soft compound tyres anyway. But he did about 9-10 laps on them, they can make it that far. So it's just a question of where you want to come out. And I think as Walker dummies towards the pits there. I just saw that from Favre's cockpit there, but Walker dummies towards the pits there as Favre's got DRS on him, so he's going to go for a move, maybe on the next DRS straight actually, because he's not close enough on this one. But Laggy Racer and FIFA Beefy both bearing down on the Gort, both trying to get past him and bully him a bit. I think with both of them trying to bear down on him now, and We'll see if they can get the move done into. They can't make it stick. Sorry, into turn 4, but they'll have to buy their time into sector 2. But maybe later on in the lap they'll be able to get a move done.
Yeah, let's hope so. So because it's all been a bit quiet so far at the start of this race, as we're into lap 4, and we've got Farth 7/10 behind. Probably the most serious battle at the front of the field. Obviously, there's only a 1 point difference between every position in this race, from 10 to 1. So it's first place can't really carry you through these races. You really need to work as a team. So hopefully Farth can get back up there. He is really holding up the team at the moment. Ferrari are really far down the field at the moment. Apart from Farth, let's just hope he can bag a few more.
Having said that, it's Razor and Flea have both made their pit stops already, so they will come back through the field, and obviously it depends on how quick they are on those compounds of tyres. Obviously, the hard tyres probably not the best choice, unfortunately for Razor, but both of them will come back through and be back in the mix later on in the race. Well, when their strategy sort of comes into play, I think.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Farth actually having a look down the outside, or around the outside even, into turn 1, but Walker defending that inside really well and shutting the door on the exit, on the apex and on the exit, as we see him come down to turn 4. And it can be quite difficult to overtake here, to be honest. Even though there's 3 DRS zones, it's really a lot about the traction out of every corner. It's really important here. So if you don't have a setup for good traction, you can really struggle, even if you're faster than the guy in front. As you probably see with like Nigel last race, I think I was, even though I made a mistake after the pit stop, I think I was probably a little bit faster than him in that stint, and I just couldn't make it. I just didn't get the best traction out of the corners, and he was just nailing it every time. So I think Farth's having that problem as well. I'm surprised that most of them went onto the soft sit first, to be honest. I thought there would be a little bit of a mix-up.
I think one-shot quality automatically puts you on the softs anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that is true. We did in the first race with AlphaTauri, we did 2 and 2 just to mix it up, just to see what happened. Obviously, I had that puncture at the start, so it all went to rubbish for me. But I thought that was like a good option, just because you don't know what's going to happen, especially as the first race. I'm guessing as we see Farr, he's going to come in the pits. He's braking really early there, trying to make sure he doesn't get a 5-second penalty, which is sensible, but it also costs you a load of time. So I'm sure Walker's realised that, and he's going to push now, and I guess going to try and cover him off, would be my guess.
I'd imagine so. Yeah. I just think I think the undercut actually here in as we've seen already in the first couple of races is actually more effective than the overcut. So we could see Farr jumping Walker in the pits here. When Walker does decide to pit, actually, obviously. But we're just waiting for that to happen. So we're waiting to see who's going to blink next, sort of thing, really, aren't we? Because three Ferraris are pitted already. Farth, Razor, and Flea. Guna and Lucis are the next ones. But and then none of Team Alpha, or only one of Team Alpha of FIFA Beefy is pit to take the softs off and go on to the medium tyre.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting, as you said before, with Razor and Flea. And Flea isn't actually keeping with Razor, which I'm quite surprised. I thought he would have made a move on Razor, but maybe those hards are working better than we think. Potentially, I don't know. I never touched them, but
I would avoid them at any circuit.
Yeah, I would as well. But maybe Razor's smarter than all of us. You never know.
Exactly. Yeah, might have got it all planned out.
As we see Irish New Potato go into the pitch as well, and Walker follows. So obviously Walker's going to be trying to cover off Farth, which is the battle for second place at the moment. And the Gore has gone in to first position.
No.
He's going to.
Sorry, just saw Lucis get a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, which isn't going to help him at all, is it?
No,
I'm going to watch Farth now just to see where he comes out, or where the other guys come out in respect to him. If he's going to get the jump. There's 2 guys exiting the pits right now. I think Walker's actually kept it in front. Both Irish New Potato and Walker have carried on. It's got another siren coming through. We've just got Irish New Potato and Walker actually. I think Walker's actually closed the gap on Irish New Potato there as well.
He has, definitely he has. So I think that was probably done on pit entry. would be my guess.
Yeah.
'Cause I saw Irish New Potato was very hesitant into the pit lane, and I think obviously being the guy behind, I think you can take a bit extra risk just because you're judging their braking zone and just adding a little bit more. And he had that gap, didn't he? So he could have made up that time quite a lot. Obviously, as I said, there's lucky there's 10 drivers because I don't think anyone's going to get double stacked, are they?
It shouldn't. It shouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the aim anyway. I'm not quite sure how it works, so I've never tried it. So I don't know. Hopefully, nobody double stacks in this event at all, really. But yeah, we'll find out what happens later on in the race, or later on in the series, I think. So
yeah, definitely.
Shouldn't be.
And I have to say that Walker is really getting on the gearbox of Irish New Potato. That red light is getting brighter and brighter. He's getting much closer now, and he's going to have DRS. I don't know if these two are going to have a little squabble at the front. I mean, it'd be good for us to see. But
I think they'll just cruise off into the distance. I think they'll know what they're doing. And the Gort's just come into the pit, so he's changed onto the soft compound tyre. He's on the alternate strategy than to the rest of the guys in the race. So yeah, we'll see where that gets him as well.
Yeah, well, Beefy is trying to have a look at Laggy Racer, and he goes down the inside into turn one. He just misjudged his braking there. He didn't get into the corner deep enough, but he just goes to the outside. Laggy Racer defends, but he has nothing. He doesn't even try and really defend the position. I don't know if he got a bad exit.
No, you don't really want to battle with your teammate in that situation. So they're all working together. They don't need to battle too much.
I was looking on board, you see, and it's a lot of red.
It's just red.
You see on the front.
It's just red.
Yeah, so I was getting it's a bit confusing sometimes.
Yeah.
You just look off board, but yeah, no, that's a good point. So they wouldn't have been battling, and it hasn't really worked out for Flea and AFC Racing. Flea has now made the move on Razor, so he did finally must have heard us and got a wriggle on. And so he's now going to try and hunt down Laggy Racer now, really, is his next opponent for Flea and Lucas. And I think Flea might have a slight edge on Lucas at the moment. They seem to.
Yeah, it looks like he might do. I think maybe it's just those medium tyres are up to speed. Lucas just pit, so he's not going to be used to it. So we're just waiting to see. As Walker sets the fastest lap, actually, that's pretty good lap from Walker on the medium compound tyre, of course.
Yeah, so sorry, Alex, I was just going to say that Walker was actually just, as I just said, to cut you off, he actually lifted off and let Irish New Potato back through, but I thought they just had a little battle when we were
Yeah, I just saw that as well, just as I switched over. I wasn't watching, I just saw the fastest lap pop up, I thought I'll go and switch over to him, but I saw that just as I switched over, Walker letting New Potato through. I think they're on the back of Guna now. Guna hasn't pitted yet, of course, so he's the last man actually of all the runners, of all 10 of them, to pit. Sorry, so he's going to be holding these guys up a bit. Oh, has he pushed him a bit wide there? I don't think New Potato is going to be liking that, but he's got the move. Has he got the move done? I think on the inside. No, not quite. Guna swoops round and just cuts him off a bit.
He's overcooked it, which is.
He has. So New Potato regains the lead and Walker's through as well, I think. So yeah, both of them are through on the Ferrari driver, and will be carrying on into this race. Well, they've only got 6 laps or 5.5 laps to go now. So God, these races are quick, aren't they? So
yeah, I was just thinking that they are quick. They are really quick. But obviously, 50% would just it'd be 2 Grand Prix distances, wouldn't it? At the end of the night.
Yeah, exactly. So
way too much.
Yeah, so it's they've been good races as well, I think, all the way through. So well done to all the teams who've competed so far, and to you, of course, for competing in pretty much every race apart from this one. So
yeah, I like the busy night tonight.
Guna's sat-nav has switched off again, according to Darren. So yeah, I think Guna's sat-nav has switched off. Guna is now in the pits, so his sat-nav is directed into the pit lane. The Gort has set the fastest lap of the race on the soft compound tyres as 1:30.4, I think it was. So well done to him. Guna's going to be dropping back, I think, all the way to the back of the grid. It looks like so they're actually quite bunched up, these guys, at the moment. In terms of the other 2 races that we've had, I think it's. I know you had your puncture, but which doesn't really help.
Never had that ever happen in this game.
So yeah, I know on both tyres on the same side as well. It's quite odd, but so he's kept on going, and sorry, you go about tell us about your punctures, really.
Yeah, it was rubbish. But Walker has taken the lead again. I think these two are really playing a really smart team game now, like Charles Leclerc actually and Alex Albon in that virtual Grand Prix at Brazil.
Hmm.
They're just sort of dragging each other along with the DRS and just letting each other overtake each other with no fight. So that is a really smart decision. But I think Faf can see Irish new potato now, and I think that's going to give him a bit of hope. So maybe take second or even first away from these two. But I imagine there's going to be some team defending that will go on in a minute. That's what I really like about these Alex as well. Is it's quite tactical. Like you really have to think about your strategies with actually your teammates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is not yet, but I feel like it could get quite over aggressive, it could be quite fun. But yeah, I've seen a bit of weaving already happen, so it's quite interesting. It's a bit funny, but it just looks interesting. And let's see if anyone potentially might pit again, just try and get the fastest lap. Cause that's obviously a point as well, isn't it? So we'll see if anyone's got the margin to make a stop. But I don't think anyone has. It's actually reasonably close, isn't it? This race.
Yeah, I think it's well, obviously, actually, unfortunately for Ferrari, it looks like they're in the bottom four at the moment. But so maybe one of them could put themselves on and go for a fastest lap. But yeah, I think I don't think it's worth the risk for well, maybe it is for one of the Alpha guys. But yeah, I think like you said, I think Irish New Potato and Walker are just are going to walk away with this race. It looks like.
Yeah, but are we going to see a last lap fight for the win? That's going to be. Is it going to be
between the two of them?
Yeah, is it going to be Rosberg Hamilton 2014?
I hope not.
For the last lap?
I hope not, because it might go really south and not go well for them.
That's racing, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe they will do that, but I'm sure they're in a party communicating with each other and letting each other know that they don't want the other one to do that, or vice versa. But yeah, so we'll wait and see what happens. I think they'll switch at this corner. Looks like they're switching now. Yeah, they're switching. So they're doing a really good job of working together, obviously.
But Fast is catching. He's almost.
He is. I think. You see, so it will benefit you, I think, working together. But they still need to keep the pace up. And I think, like that turn there, turn one, they lost a bit of time switching positions and things like that. So I think Faf is gaining on them when they do that. When they don't really get it, when they don't get the switch right, and it really helps out Faf in terms of putting bringing the gap down a bit. But yeah, if they do get it right and obviously sort of DRS train each other off into the distance, then yeah, they'll disappear quite quickly, I think.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll hope to see a little bit more fighting going on. And we actually have, just saying that, we have Laggy Racer right on the gearbox of FIFA Beefy now, so he's going to have to defend here, and this will be an important position for Ferrari potentially. To grab an extra point, obviously only an extra point for a position, so everything needs to play for in these races, and yeah, I don't think he's got enough yet. He's not really attacking. He's still in. Are
you on point of view again? Because they're both.
I've done it again, haven't I? I've done it again. I'm so useless. I'm so used to normal cars that you see it. It's usually just a red halo with the white bonnet, isn't it? But they might fight. I never know.
I think what's more confusing as well is that they've got the right colour scheme, but they've got different liveries.
Have they?
So Laggy's got a different livery to FIFA Beefy, but they're both in the same team and they're both in the same colours at the same time. So we've got something's happened. I think Guna's gone off, unfortunately for him. I don't know if he's got damage at turn 12. I think it is the spinny curb. But I think he's got a bit of a he's missing a bit of front wing. So he potentially
turn 11. I think it is.
Yeah, turn 11 is it? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think this little kink here at the end where Guna is in the Ferrari, so I know that's definitely a Ferrari. And and yeah, we're going to see. Obviously, we're on 1.5.
I think he's on. He's not going to be able to get the fastest lap now because he's on the last lap, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to be able to do it. It's impossible. Yeah, so he's not worked that one out quite so well.
For him. So yeah. Oh, actually, he might be able because he started lap 13 just now, hasn't he? Because he's at the back of the grid at the moment, or back
true.
of the pack
Yeah,
at the
very
moment. So
true.
yeah, potentially he
Yeah, very
could.
true.
He's got plenty of airs, as I can see there as well. So maybe he is thinking about that. Maybe he did it on purpose. But we'll see what happens in a minute. We've got Walker on the back of New Potato still, as the gap to Favre's now got up to 2 seconds. So I think they have been controlling. They have got controlled the switches in the right places and things like that. So I don't know whether they're going to switch at this one, but we're on to the final lap now of race 3 of Bahrain. So of round 1 in Bahrain. So I don't know if they're going to switch here, or if New Potato has definitely said, right, this is it for me, I'm going to win this race now, hasn't he? So he's told Walker, I'm not switching for you now. So yeah, he's got on it now. So Walker's going to have to make the pass in anger if he's going to get through now.
And I think he's going to have a go now as Walker goes down the inside into turn 4. And is he going to make the move stick? As I said, this is a bit Hamilton-Rosberg-esque here. I judged it. And they're going for it as they go round to turn 5 and 6 down the hill into the hairpin. And going to come up to the horrible turn 9 in just a second. But Walker, I would probably say he's got the advantage at the minute with the DRS in a minute. Yeah. But we see Con is still charging his battery, so he's gone into a higher mode, and we're going to see who is going to be crowned the champion of this race between the Alpha drivers.
I like that. I really like that. If they've been working together as a team for 13 laps, and then lap 14 he's like, no, this is mine now. So he's well done to New Potato. He's done the teamwork. Now he wants to get the glory.
He went wide into the penultimate corner, right? Not actually the penultimate corner, but
no, I think he got away with it. Didn't get any warnings or anything. Well, he might have done, but not any penalties anyway. So yeah, it's going to be Irish New Potato who crosses the line for Team Alpha in P1, very closely followed by Walker for Team Alpha as well. F1 Farf in the Ferrari, the Gort reserving for Alpha as well today, so well done to the Gort. Laggy Racer is going to come across, I think, in 5th place, followed by FIFA Beefy in the same team for Team Alpha. Lucist crosses the line, followed by Flea, both of them at Team Ferrari. We're just waiting for Razor. Razor's got a 5 second onside penalty. Oh, that was the speeding in the pit lane, wasn't it? Razor's got a 5 second onside penalty, but he finishes in P9 on the hard compound tyres, so he's been on those since lap 2. And we're just waiting for Guna. So Guna's making up the numbers. I'll let you commentate whilst I add up the scores, and then we can crack on to the next one, the final race, which will be Team Haas versus Team Renault.
Yeah, that will be interesting. So yeah, I think he's going to add up. Alex is obviously, just as he said, going to add up the scores, but I think it's safe to state that was an Alpha win. I'm going to put my hat in the ring there and say it was an Alpha win. I
think I've got 37 for Team Alpha without fastest lap, so I don't know who got fastest lap just yet, but we'll see in a minute, I think. But I've got 37 points without the fastest lap for Team Alpha there, so they've done a absolutely brilliant drive in that one.
Yeah, that was an interesting race. I did really like as you said, the gloves off on the last lap. But Irish New Potato defended that win. I like the boys have got a sort of a. Oh no, I thought I had the same one there. I thought they had an Alpha race suit as well.
It looks similar, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of red in the wrong places.
Actually, they've got the same race suits. It's like they're getting a bit anal with that.
So just waiting to see what the. Let's have a look at the fastest lap. I think it was. Was it Guna? 278. It was Guna, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, it was actually Ferrari with the fastest lap. So 278. 30.278 for Guna. Let me just put that in the Discord quickly. 1 second. I will get there eventually. It was at Guna. And we got Alpha finishing on 37 points and 130.278. And we had Alpha finishing on 37 points, and Ferrari I haven't added up yet, but I will do in a minute as we finish finish round 3, or race 3, sorry, I keep calling it round 3 when it's actually round 1. And I need to scroll back because I need to do the Ferrari points as well.
You could say day 1, round 3, if that's how you
Day
want
1,
to do
round
it.
3. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So who have we got next? We've got Haas, which is VIL Energetics as team captain, and Eat the Cookie as team captain for Renault. So I need to find these guys quickly. Let me find him. That's Velocity. I haven't got him. He's not on here. That's helpful. No worries, mate. I'll speak to you in a minute. We're just waiting for everyone to fill in, and I will send the invites out to the team captains. There we go. Invites are out. And Ferrari have scored, so they got 8 points for 3rd place there, and then they got that's 1, 2, and 3 and 4, so that's 7, that's 10. So they got 18 points for Team Ferrari in race 3. So I'll just make sure that is highlighted in the chat. And it was Team Alpha, wasn't it? So just waiting for the teams to get into the lobby. We've got both the team captains in here, so we're just waiting for them to load up, and we'll get racing for the final race of round 1. Well done to everybody who's participated so far, and thanks for your support. It wasn't the best for Ferrari, unfortunately. No, it wasn't, but maybe in the next races they'll be able to do better. Yeah, so we've got this is the last race of tonight, so we're just waiting for everybody to get in to the grid, on the grid rather, and then we'll be able to crack on with the next round tomorrow. I'll double check what's going on with tomorrow, but I haven't got around to that yet. So one day I will. Oh, you're back.
I'm back. Yes.
So we're just waiting for the Renault drivers. Well, we're waiting for all the drivers to get in. Really, we've got the team captains in, so we're just waiting for the guys to get the invites and get in the session. So we've got 1, 2. We've got 2. How many we got? 2, 3. We've got 3 Renault drivers and 2 Haas drivers at the moment. So just waiting for a couple more.
Yeah, if you look at the top, Alex, it says driver is ready, and that gives you the number because we're spectating. See, it's always a quick way to check. No one really knows about it, right in the top right.
Yeah, but that's it doesn't say who's ready at the moment, does it? It just says how many people are in the session. No,
like right at the top, very top, it says drivers ready.
Oh right,
it says 2 spectators.
No, I don't look that far.
No one really knows about it. Yeah. No, I've told people that before, and they're like, oh, I never noticed that. Playing this game for like 9-10 months, never noticed it.
No, I've never noticed it. To be honest, I don't like this game, so yeah, so that's why I've never noticed it. So yeah, we're just waiting for 2 more drivers. Oh no, we've got. That's the thing is, because they haven't chosen their car, does it put them up there or not?
Yeah, it puts them up there anyway.
Okay.
So we've got 8 drivers.
So we need 2 more because there's we've got 5v5 again, I think, for these guys, unless I haven't invited anybody. Damn it, unless I haven't invited anyone. I've forgotten to invite someone. Sorry about that. Yeah, it was coming down to me just sitting there like, why is nobody going? Let me just find the person I need to invite, and I send him an invite there, and he is invited. So yeah, we're just waiting for the lobby to fill up. We've got 8 drivers, as somebody's just told me how to see that, and yeah, we've got 8 drivers, so we're just waiting for 2 more people to join. One being RD Wee, who is reserving for Team Renault tonight, and the other being somebody else. I think it's not Fireshot. Fireshot is in the session. I don't know. Let's have a look at Team Haas line up and see who it is. It's Sean Hammers. So we're waiting for Sean Hammers and RD Wee, one for each team. And then when these guys are in, we'll be able to get cracking. We've got 3 minutes till we need to get going anyway. So even if they don't make it in the session, we could do 4v4, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone's been quite punctual tonight, actually. One second, Alex.
No worries, mate. RDW is in, so we're just waiting for one more driver. We are just waiting for Sean Hammers to get in the session, and then we can get cracking with the final race for round one. And we'll be underway. And obviously, it'll be nice to see the. I've seen the liveries already, to be honest, but and I don't know about anybody else. But it'll be nice to see the Haas livery and the Renault livery. I think the Renault livery is pretty expensive, isn't it? It's the most expensive version you can get of a livery on the game. So yeah, in terms of in-game currency, not in terms of paying for one yourself. But yeah, it's interesting that. So it's yeah. Hopefully it'll make them go faster.
Yeah, let's hope so. Yeah, sorry, I have a 9-month-old puppy, and he tends to like to come in my room and start barking at me, and he opened the door. So as my door's catch doesn't work properly, so you can just nudge it open every time. It's brilliant. It's fantastic.
You can just hear you talking and wants to join in. He wants to come and commentate.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it'll just be bark, bark, bark. Yeah. So yeah, only waiting. So one more guy we're waiting for, yeah?
Yeah, we're just waiting for Sean Hammers, who's a regular driver, full-time driver for Team Haas. So hopefully he should be here shortly. We're just waiting to see if he's going to turn up or not. If not, unfortunately for RDW, we're going to have to say you can't race because it's not going to be fair on the numbers, and then we can do 4v4. But hopefully we can get Sean in, and then we can get going for 5v5 for the final race. Just waiting for him to wake up. That's the thing with lockdown. I think everyone's changed their sleeping pattern, so everyone's asleep at this sort of time, and they're waking up for the night.
Yeah, that is a problem with some people, isn't it? It's great to have different people though from around the world. I think it's quite nice.
I think really. Sean Hammers is from Wales, mate. I don't think it's that far away.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you were talking about people from different countries.
Oh yeah, well, I think everyone's from all over the place. So yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few. Is that someone who's just joined? Oh no, just like sometimes it like jumps and it looks like someone's joined, but hasn't.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Sean Hammers to join. Hopefully he can get in the session. I just don't want him to let the team down. I think RDW, if unfortunately if he doesn't join, we'll have to remove him from the session so that we can get underway with 4v4. Oh, we have got 10 people in here now. Has he joined or has somebody else joined? He has joined. Brilliant. Okay, fantastic stuff. Brilliant. So yeah, everyone ready up and off we go. We're a minute and 8, so we can get cracking straight away. And we'll get onto the final race. everybody can ready up, and here we go.
So I have to say, Alex, when I look through some of these drivers, I think it's going to be quite a strong race. Some top-level guys from all the leagues here, isn't there?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a mix. I think all over the place, really. I mean, we've got there's actually in some cases it's we've got some fast guys from the other leagues, from lower leagues rather than the higher leagues and things like that. So it's all over the place, really. But once the obviously the promotion and relegation sorts that sort of thing out. But yeah, for the meantime, I think it's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed this season. Actually, it was really good. I think I attended every race actually, maybe bar one.
You did, yeah.
Not sure.
I think even on the last one where you said you weren't racing, you still managed to get in. So
yeah, I had to use my old wheel actually in the end. I did have a personal issue to deal with, but it didn't need to be in the end. But I broke my old pedals, my new wheel. So I've just done a hybrid thing with my old wheel, my old pedals. I had to use my old broken wheel for that race, so I was actually quite impressed.
That's
I finished seventh with a broken wheel. So
we've got Serious Mushroom saying let King's home race, he loves it. He's going to stick in commentary for now, mate. But yeah, only got this is the last one, so unfortunately he's stuck in commentary now. Bailey said, "Come on, Sean Hammers, baby. No team orders from Mr. Energetic today." So yeah, I don't think Bailey realises that Mr. Energetic is Sean Hammers' team captain for Haas, so it's going to be a problem for him if he doesn't obey the team rules. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find out how that works later on in this race. If Sean Hammers is holding up Energetics and doesn't want to yield, I'm sure we'll find out in a few moments. But yeah, here we go. So away with the shot. Oh, there we go. That's a nice shot of the Renault livery there from Antoine. It's absolutely brilliant livery that is. I think they've done a great job of designing that and saving up the coins to buy it to start with as well. So fantastic work from all the guys there to save up and buy one of them. RDW there is he's not listened to me unfortunately, and he's got a bit of red in that livery when he's a reserve unfortunately. But here's the Haas livery on Sean Hammers. No, it's not a very good angle there. It's still not a very good angle on either of them, but because it's the same bit of track. But yeah, we'll wait a minute. We'll wait a minute.
As well in qualifying. Sorry,
LP, sorry, I didn't see that on the map. It's not showing me on the map anyway. It's just a stupid map. That Renault does look good from Serious Mushroom. Yes, it does, doesn't it? So yeah, it looks very good actually. That Renault. Alhan here in the Haas, sporting the Haas livery, looking very nice as well. I think so. I think great team effort from these guys to put the livery together as well. So yeah, it's fantastic stuff from both these teams. I think both their liveries are really good actually.
Yeah, they are really good actually. I have to say, personally, I think the Renault one does look very much like the real life one, doesn't it? Actually, it is quite similar.
Oh, hang on, one sec. I've got I'm under arrest.
Siren going. Yeah, right. You're in trouble.
Yeah, they love driving past my window. But yeah, Fireshot Ryan there on pole with the 27.3 I think it was, didn't say, but I'm not sure exactly. LPE, I don't know what happened to him, but he got disqualified. So I'm guessing he unfortunately invalidated his time, and 27.5 there it was from Fireshot. So I'm guessing he unfortunately invalidated his time and got disqualified from that. But yeah, we've got who we got on the grid there. We've got a Haas, then three actually Renaults, well 4 Renaults with a reserve, and then unfortunately for Team Haas it's not gone their way in this one, but yeah, well done to Fireshot for putting it on pole. I think obviously Cookie's on the medium compact tyre, so that's going to help him.
Yeah, a lot of them did go on the mediums though, didn't they? That's probably why they're a bit further down.
So they're just playing the strategy game as well to make it. Well, hang on. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. So yeah, someone just said they had an awful quality. I think it was Smithy there. So yeah, unfortunately for you, it didn't go too well. But yeah, just worry about the race, and yeah, we'll crack on with that in 25 seconds once everyone's loaded their strategies and everything and readied up, and yeah, we'll take it away. This is the final race of the night. So yeah, once this is over, it's done for round 1, and we're on to round 2 tomorrow. Starting at 7 p.m. again, finishing at 9 the last race is at 9, so first race is at 7, the last race is at 9, and we're at Austria tomorrow, so tune in at 7 p.m. for that. But away we go here for the final time in Bahrain, and Fireshot jumps away from the line. But I think Cookie's going to be straight on the back of him, really, on the main straight, isn't he? Because Cookie's pretty rapid. So I think it'll probably be Fireshot's job to, as I just want to spectate and see if everyone gets through here cleanly and done a great job there as well. I think pretty much it looks like. I just I can't remember what I was saying now, but back to Fireshot. I think he's going to try and do a good job of bunching the pack up a bit here, and obviously with Cookie behind him, he's going to try and have to stop him getting past, really.
Yeah, definitely. And Fireshot is going to really. There's a bit of an incident there with RDW.
RDW's just taken out Cookie, I think it was, and a bit of carnage has ensued as well. I don't know what's happened there, but RDW has just gone into the side of Cookie there, and Alhan's been spun around by I can't see who that was, but I think it was Sean Hammers. It's gone all over the place, and Energetics has just got a 5-second penalty for colliding with RDW. I don't know how that's happened because it's all over the place at the moment. Drive through for Kite. What's going on in this race, man? This is all over the place. The teammates hitting each other there. Oh dear, I don't know what's going on now. I think this is it's just gone all over the place. Sector 3 we've got Smithy who's got wing damage there as Fireshot just extends the lead, but. I don't know what's going on there. It's been it's been an absolute nightmare. Cookie's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there, which isn't going to help him later on. But I think everyone who's still going, apart from the guys in the pits, have not got damage. So everyone's carried on. Twan has just got past Sean Hammers there for Team Renault, but Sean's going to come back at him later on in the straight. Actually, not in this race. But we'll see what happens there. Sean Hammers has lost the car there. I think they're. Of all the races we've had so far, I think they've been a bit too aggressive on this one, which has cost them. And obviously, Eat the Cookie's now switched onto the soft compound tyres to the end of the race, I imagine. So he's going to be chasing down RDW, who doesn't look like he's got control of his car very well there. So I think that's probably what's caused the issues, is that he's not been driving very well in the first lap or two. There's going to be fireworks and hash chat. Yes, there probably will be. Wonderful stuff. But in the meantime, I think everyone seems to have recovered quite well. Alhan, I think, has he got damage? I don't think he's got damage. It seems like he's all right. He is on reduced damage. It shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, he seems to be all right, which is good. So it's just I think we've got Milan and Fireshot 1 and 2 at the moment. 2 and 1 rather. Fireshot's just going for it and storming out into the lead with the fastest laps as well.
Yeah.
The closest gap at the moment is Eat the Cookie on RDW, and I think RDW is struggling here.
Yeah, definitely. And he's Eat the Cookie's gone onto the soft side. I don't know if he's going to try and go all the way to the end. We see Cookie being ultra aggressive on the exit there. I think he needs to be so aggressive. I'm sure he's going to get him into the break-in zone here, and I think he does. It was a decent move there.
Smithy's in the pit, for a new front wing for Team Renault, so that will at least it's been repaired rather. So I don't know whether we had a mistake on the last lap or not. DRS has been enabled. Is RDW going to come back at Cookie now? No, he's not quite. Anyway, he will have DRS on the mini straight, but not right now. Anyway, just one sec on the comments. We've got that's crazy teammate on crazy teammate. That's pretty much what it was. Blue on blue. Yes, that's also what it was. I don't know what was going on there. I think one of them had damage. LPE has
just gone through.
He's overtaken Energetics there, hasn't he? I think. So maybe they weren't communicating. They're not communicating too well. As Energetics is now under pressure from Twan, going round on the dreaded curb, but he's made it stick. He's not spun it rather, which is helpful. And they're actually bunching up quite a bit here.
And I think he's let him go here. It's Energetics just to get the DRS back on the straight. So we'll see if he can make a move. Is we going to see some dummies for the pit lane? Yeah, we do see a little dummy for the pit lane. and he's got DRS as well as Twang, so it's going to be interesting to see as we see Energetics go down the inside into turn 1. He gets a bit late on brakes, big lock up from Twang there, and Energetics, sorry, and Twang takes the place back, and Energetics has got DRS again. He's not going to make a move here, I don't think. No, he's a little bit too far back. That would have been a little bit optimistic, but we have seen all sorts of optimism in this race so far, and wouldn't have surprised me. As we see, my timing screens are going all over the place. It says Sean Hammers is in first place.
He's definitely not on my screen anyway. He's in 6th at the moment behind Alhan, but I think the closest battle is between Energetics and Twan for P3. Obviously team rivals, and then the next battle is between Sean Hammers and Alhan, but they're both in Team Haas, so there shouldn't be too much battling going on there. But we're just waiting to see. We're just waiting to see if Energetics is what strategy is, because he keeps locking up on those medium tyres, which is not going to help his the tyre temperatures there, is he? For the medium tyres either.
No, definitely not. And Athan is now, or Alahan is bearing down on Energetics as well now, and I'm sure he's going to try and make a move on the two of them to get within. Milamalgo and Fireshot Ryan are still keeping quite close together, but Ryan is definitely quite comfortable still. I'm not sure Milan is going to be worrying him too much. I'm sure he's going to try the undercut, potentially Milan. It's probably the most sensible thing to do now. It's really, really powerful on this game. Usually, we have seen a couple of times where it's not worked out though in the last couple of races as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I think it obviously depends on. I think it depends on which tyres you're actually going on to. I think so. Obviously, Dan perfected the undercut in the Racing Point v Red Bull race, but he was switching from the medium compound tyre, which he qualified on, to the soft compound tyre. So maybe the undercut doesn't work too well when you're switching to the medium tyre, purely because of warm up, something like that.
Yeah, well, the front two are obviously on the same tyres anyway, aren't they? So might balance out, and we have got a little bit of a mix-up at the moment. I'm going to be interested to see if Eat the Cookie can go that whole way on those softs. I think that's going to be a tall order to get done, and I think if he does get it done, he's not going to be able to maximise his pace either. So yeah, maybe in a 25% race, the mediums aren't really the best to start on, especially if you're going to have aggressive first laps, because it can really get yourself in the foot with that one, can't you? As we've seen with Cookie, because you don't really want to go onto the hards.
Yeah, possibly. Well, definitely not. Ray's has done a great job on the hards, though, to be fair, but I don't think in any 25% race the hards are a great option, are they? So we'll carry on without the hards, I think, for the next few rounds would be good.
Definitely.
But I think going back to the strategy side of things, I think obviously Cookie, Ardywee and Smithy are all going to. Well, they've all pit. Obviously, they're towards the back at the moment, but they're all going towards the end of this race. Sorry, even if Cookie's got to stretch those tyres out that far. I think Dan was just saying. Well, Dan did about 9 to 10 laps on those softs, and they did start to go off towards the very last couple of laps. So maybe Cookie will have the same situation as Energetics locks up massively going into the crappy turn.
Turn 9.
Yeah. But he's
it's awful, isn't it?
still on it.
No names.
I just don't like the. No, I don't know what number it is either. But to be honest, so I'm just calling it crappy turn because it is just a horrible turn. It's just a really horrible turn, to be honest. And I think it's even worse than turn 11. This one, the one that spins you out, really. To be fair, because just trying to get the braking point right when you're trying to turn the car in at the same time is a bit of a nightmare usually. But we're just Cookie's fire shots in the pit. Sorry, yeah. So he just started lap 7, so he's just pitting now. So is Milan. Is Twan going to follow him in? I think Twan's coming in as well. So Twan's in 2. So Energetics will take the lead of this race, or the net lead of this race, but has not pitted yet. Alhan is following Energetics through as well, so he's also going through. And as is Sean Hammers. I don't know if anybody else is coming through. LPE's already pit, hasn't he? I think. Let me change it to pit stops. No, he hasn't. So LPE is still going. Sorry. I'll change it back to tyre. So we're just waiting for LPE to pit out and the top 3, so everybody else can go to the end if they want to. They can make another pit stop if they want to as well. But Cookie is all over the back of LPE right now, and will be looking to get past him on this straight, really. Let's see if he gets it done. LPE defends to the inside, but Cookie goes round the outside and gets the move done. Yeah, brilliant move there from Cookie.
It's now LPE's I think he must have just lost a little bit of confidence there, and he's just gone wide through the right-left chicane in the start of the second sector. But hopefully, Cookie will. He's not too far away from Milan either, so he's going to really be trying to push now after the pit stops and see. I just don't think that the crossover point is going to come too late for Cookie. I think and he's not going to be on the optimum tyre for too much longer, and I don't think he's got enough to catch up. Obviously, as we've got Fireshot Ryan, has ALR hasn't pit, has he? Yeah.
No, so the top 3 haven't pitted yet, unfortunately, but
top 2, yeah.
Energetics is in now. Yep, he's just in, so he'll be going onto the soft compound tyre. But I'm not sure where he's going to come out exactly, because it's quite bunched up, the field actually at the moment in this race.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's probably going to come out. He's going to come out around Twang and LPE, and as I say, that Twang and LPE are bashing wheels, and they're being too aggressive. As we see LPE dive into the pits at the last second and get. I don't think it's that
necessary. I don't think it's that necessary to pit in a 25% race. You have to pit on the lap that you need to exactly. I mean, he could have gone another lap and then pit for the soft compound tyres. I don't think it would have made much of a difference for him. But so yeah, I don't know why they were battling so much there. But yeah, it really wasn't ideal for them. I don't think, because it's cost LPE 5 seconds at least. I don't know if he got damage as well.
I'm not too sure if he did or not. He's cut turn 1 tremendously there. And
he's got wing damage still. I don't know if he's not changed his front wing even if he did have damage. So he has got lost a bit of the end plate there on the right hand side of the car, hasn't he?
Yeah, the game sometimes is a bit funny now. There was an update where it doesn't always change it on auto. Like it's a certain point where it does, and I think people are still in that mindset where if you get any damage, it will change it. But it's unfortunate for LPE, and obviously Smithy has got past as well. So that's another point for Renault. And yeah, so we've still got Fireshot Ryan. Technically, is in the lead. Is Ahan still hasn't pit, and he's going longer and longer. And I think he needs to pit this lap to get any advantage for those softs, because there's not going to be too many laps left to reel them back in, or anyone back in if he can.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to come in this lap. Fireshot jumps up to P2. Sean Hammer's pits. So Milan and Cookie are through as well. So is Twan. We'll see if Energetics is going to get through as well. But yeah, it's not going. It's not going either team's way really at the moment, is it? In terms of positioning and strategy. But I think they're making the best of it as it comes at the moment, and they've got 5 laps to go. And 4 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Sorry. When they get to the end of this one, Alhan, I imagine, is definitely going to pit at the end of this lap, as he's being caught now by the guys behind him who've already made their pit stops. Yeah, like you said, back to Cookie. I think he's got the pace to get up to P3 maybe in P2, but I don't know if his tyres are going to hold out that long to the end of the race. Yeah,
that is the ultimate problem with starting on those mediums. It's really not helped him in the at the end of the day. But Ryan's done quite a good job up front. He's not really having any problems. Obviously, it's not too long a race at all. It flies by really. But it will be interesting to see with Alhan if he. Let's just see him just about to dive in the pits now. So he's coming in this lap, and he may potentially get the fastest lap of course. So he'll get that extra point added on. I think this race is actually quite tight on points. Actually, we're seeing is where all the positions are sort of mixed up. Obviously, after we see where Alhan comes out. And Eat the Cookie's going to take a position off him also, but I think he's on new softs, and I think that's going to be a little bit of a battle at the end, potentially. And Twang has also gone through, so Ahan's going to really have to fight back for Haas now to get some places off these guys.
He has come out in P5 though, so he has gained. I think he has gained 2 places actually through the strategy there, because I think before all the pit stops started, he was in P7, so he has done. maybe it was just his pace himself, but the strategy himself that he's pulled off has worked for him in terms of gaining in 2 places, albeit on his teammates. So it's on Energetics and Sean Hammers, who've also picked for the softs a couple of laps earlier. But I think we'll see what happens now. It should be Alhan or Alhan or maybe Sean Hammers or Energetics, one of those 3 there to go for it and get the fastest lap as well to get that extra point.
Which can be really crucial, of course, for the end of the race, because it can be quite close on points. As we see, they are, they're quite spread between the field. There's not a lot in it, I don't think, really, at the moment. Obviously, we'll have to see what Cookie can do, and he's 4 seconds. 4 seconds behind Milan. Obviously, they're not actually going to be fighting as they're in the same team. But if I know Cookie, he's going to want to make as many positions as he can. So we'll have to see. I don't think it's bad them racing each other really, as long as you just make sure you give that extra bit of room every time not to hit each other. And I think that's right. That's what I really like about these guys, especially with racing them so long. You sort of build quite a trust with people that sort of where you can put the car and they're not going to be so frightened about it. So that's really good when you have a group of people you race with every week and it's quite consistent.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think that's why why silver and bronze has done so well this season, actually, because it's both leagues, brand new group of guys all thrown together and they've all done both leagues have done a great job in terms of the respect and the driving standards. It's been incredible, really, I think, for both of them. So as we've got Energetics here as just locking up as one of the Haas drivers for bronze
once again.
But so it's the gaps are all they're all pretty much extended themselves now. It's now the closest battle right now is Sean Hammers in P7, about 2 seconds off his teammate Energetics in P6. So we're just waiting to see if Cookie's going to have to pit again.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. And of course, he hasn't got anywhere near a window. He's just really going to have to try and go to the end, really. But might be a little bit of lifting and coasting and easy on the throttle out of the corners, which obviously is going to cost him time. But he has got a teammate behind him, so it's not going to be too much of a bother. He can afford to lose a place. But he has got Alhan starting to catch the pack now with this 2 car of the 2 Renaults, and it will be interesting to see if he can make out that time. Maybe he hasn't got enough laps left to go.
Yeah, and don't forget, I think also it seems pretty tight in terms of points. I've just been trying to do a quick bit of maths, which hasn't gone well in my head just now whilst you were talking there. He's back in the pits. I was just going to say that Smithy was about 8.5 seconds away from LPE, and LPE had that 5-second penalty from speeding in the pit lane still. Smithy's just made another pit stop, which means it's not going to come back to help him. I suppose if he gets the fastest lap now, it will equal the extra point. But I was just going to say that if Smithy could get within the 5 seconds, he would have jumped up to P9 there. Obviously with LPE's time penalty, but you never know. He could gain 25 seconds in the last 3 laps and still get it, and the fastest lap too. But we'll see what happens. I think. I just think Cookie's tyres are dead now. They've dropped off. Just Dan commented in the chat as well, saying I think 11 laps on those tyres. You can see the gap has gone up massively to Milan in P2. And I'm just about to sneeze, so you carry on and I'll mute Mike.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, as we were saying about Cookie there with his tyres and just looking on board, he's so delicate on the throttle now. He's really treating it gently, and let's hope he can make it to the end. But we have got Alhan coming up on Twang now, and that could be another little battle on the last lap. And I'm sure that Alhan is pushing to try and get the advantage. And he's only on 3-lap-old soft, so he really does have the advantage on Twang. As we see, that counter is coming down and down and down, and he's going to be in DRS range very shortly if he doesn't make any mistakes as we come around the horrible turn 9. And he's getting ever closer But I don't know if he's going to have enough. We're gonna see. It's either Cookie. He's in third place. Hats off to him, obviously, for being in third. Just going on the going on the soft tyres. Lap 2, I think.
Yep.
Lap 1 or lap 2. Yep. So that was quite impressive. So hats off to him. And I don't think he's going to want to lose any positions now on this last lap. It's just going to be a very delicate.
It'd be terrible if he got a puncture on the last lap. Now it'd be. We've just started the last lap. It's it would be disastrous if he got got puncture, not or penalty as well, but puncture is probably more likely. So yeah, I think it's we're trying to get to the end now without causing too much problems for his tyres, and I think he's got some help behind him. He's got his teammate behind him, but Alhan is bearing down. He will be in the DRS range. Yeah, he'll be in the DRS range now. I think
no, he won't. No, he just missed out. Literally, it was just it was under a tenth from getting that DRS. So he probably, if he gets his few corners here in the tight middle section correct, he'll have DRS.
I don't think he'll have enough energy and enough DRS straight to catch Twan though in that time, so it won't make a difference. But so I think it's going to finish as it is, apart from it won't. The penalty for LP unfortunately won't make a difference for Smithy. But I think it will actually finish as it is, as it stands right now. So I can get doing the maths now quickly, can't I?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can start doing the maths.
Has he got? Is he not opening his DRS at all? I mean, he might be in the DRS range, but not opening it. Okay.
He didn't have it. I don't think.
That's a bit odd.
No. So unless he decides now into the final corner, the final braking zone, to
Fireshot is he's just come across the line to win first race for Haas, followed by Milan in the Renault. Cookie has made it to the finish line on those 13-lap-old soft tyres in P3. Oh no, he doesn't actually. He's got 5-second penalty. Oh wow, okay, he's got arm serve penalty for pit entry. So Twan actually finishes in third. Alhan in fourth for Team Haas, Cookie in fifth, Energetics and Sean Hammers for Team Haas in sixth and seventh. We're just waiting for RD Wee, reserve for Team Renault, crossing the line in eighth. LPE coming across the line now in ninth for Team Haas as well. Over the 5-second unserved penalty as well, but it won't affect his time or his position rather. And Smithy, we're just waiting for Smithy to come across the line. Whilst that happens, if you can commentate whilst I calculate.
Yeah, no worries. That's fine. So Smithy is coming around the final corner now to round off the final race of today's event here at Bahrain. As you see him just coming across the line now, and that was a good race. I think it's going to be quite close on points. Maybe one of the closest we've had to today. So that will be interesting to see in just a minute. As we see the guys now on the podium. So we don't know, obviously, we'll just check in a minute who's got the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, I've got Team Haas finished on 28 points without the fastest lap, so just 1 second whilst we confirm how many points well, if they did get the fastest lap as well. I'm pretty sure they might have done, because obviously Alhan was going pretty quickly on the fresher soft compound tyres, so he might have got fastest lap there. I hope you think anyway, but we'll find out in a minute. Let's have a look at 29.7, 29.8. Yeah, it was 29.7 actually for Team Renault. So that's that for Team Renault. So that's 28 points for Team Haas, and my thing is just frozen. So that's 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus.
It needs a drum roll.
3 plus 1 is actually 28 all. It's 28-28.
Oh really?
Yeah, so it's a tie for the first time out of 4 rounds we've got a tie. I think I'll need to recalculate that, of course, but I believe I will say now I believe it's a 28 all tie for the first time ever. I will recalculate that, and I will I'll just do it quite quickly now. If you can just make up some rubbish to talk about
no
very
worries.
quickly, and I'll just type this up.
Well, no, that was a brilliant race anyway, and I do hope obviously it's probably a bit weird for everyone that we haven't had the good old Ginge, the man from the forest, here tonight. Hopefully, me and Nolsey filled in his rather large shoes here tonight, and yeah, that was a really good first day. Obviously, day two tomorrow, starting at the same time again, I believe tomorrow, and we've got Tuesday as well. Obviously, from using the same days as gold, silver, and bronze, and we'll have the second round of group stages next weekend. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday again. I think was it Sunday and just Monday?
So we've got obviously round two tomorrow, round 3 on Tuesday, round 4 next Sunday. So this time next Sunday, starting at 7 p.m. All the rounds start at 7 p.m. And then Monday as well. Next Monday. A week tomorrow. So yeah, that'll be five group stages basically. This is round 1 of the group stage. And then and then that'll be it. But I've just confirmed the maths, and it is 28 to Team Haas and 28 to Team Renault, with fastest lap going to Cookie. So absolutely amazing stuff there from both teams to get a draw. So absolutely amazing that is. I'm not quite sure if that's ever going to happen again. Really, to be honest.
We'll have to see.
It's quite interesting to have a draw, because you'd think mathematically it's quite difficult to happen, but that was pretty good, I think, and well done to both teams for pulling off something quite remarkable actually, and apart from the first lap rather, it was pretty good racing after that as well.
Yeah, definitely. It really, after our first lap, and glad they went like that the whole way through the race. But it was a brilliant event today, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow now.
Yeah, it was. I think everybody did a really good job. Thank you very much for. Thank you very much to AlphaTauri, to Kings as well, for participating in that and reserving in the second race as well. So thank you to AlphaTauri. Thank you to Team Mercedes as well. Sorry, for the first round. Thank you to Racing Point and to Red Bull for the second round. Thank you to Ferrari and Team Alpha for the third round, and very much thank you to Team Haas and Team Renault for the final round. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. For round 2, and we'll see you there. Thank you very much.